next.
Welcome everyone to the Renegade Realm Podcast episode 15. 15. That's the 15th. When I say it like the 15th time, that's wild. I'm excited. It's going to be a wild show. It's going to be, if we were monetized, we would not be after the end of this one. It's going to be fun because we have today our new panel member, DeMarco. Welcome, my son. Welcome.
Hello. No, I can be. Who knows?
Ooh,
we haven't done a blood test.
It's just like a natural thing. I just say everyone's my son. Speaking of which, my legitimate son, Zemi. I'm sorry, Assassin, but sorry. Welcome. Yes, my other panel member from his YouTube channel, our show RPG What. Very happy to have you here, man. It's been a long time coming. Yeah.
It has been. Thanks so much for the invite. Super excited to be here.
Yes. And speaking of coming, Macbound, Big Daddy Mac, just coming all over the place, having babies left and right. It's fantastic. Oh man.
No, we're not having babies left and right. This is the last one. I'll tell you that.
Okay, fantastic. Speaking of babies, Assassin. See how I did that? I tied everything all together. Welcome. How are you, dude?
I'm doing all right. Just got a question for you, Red. What are these questions in the description?
What? I don't know. Would you like to read?
Why them? And why is? Yeah. Okay. So you started out completely by saying, "Are you excited to play in Minecraft Legends, Dead Island 2?" And then your sanity starts to slip a bit, and by asking, "Can you describe why King Shark is more attractive than Superman?"
That's a legitimate question, and the answer
no,
is
it's not.
Yes, it is. It's a legitimate question, and the answer is because King Shark has an accent and Superman does not. Accents immediately.
I'm gonna say Superman is a human, and I'm not into fucking a shark, so I just want to say that. So
Nobody said anything.
You don't listen. You don't listen.
Intercourse.
You don't think about.
Nobody said
somebody being
anything
hit.
about.
Listen, I look at women. I'm like, damn, I would do something with her. Like, I don't think about that. But like, yeah, I want to do something with a shark. You know, I'm sorry.
You don't have to do that to say they're attractive.
Do you really?
No. You have to go down this shark hole.
Really? All right. Anyway.
Sorry. What else is happening? Keep reading. What else does it say?
Let's see. Well, can you describe what the inside of an elephant's ear looks like? Do you think you could use it as a blanket and sleep there during the cold winter nights? Does it snow where they live? Does it live where it snows? Does snow technically living? Where were you going with this, Red?
Just want people to be engaged, you know. Somehow it helps the SEO. I don't know why, but it does. Just saying
I guess.
Literally anything and everything. Anyway, fantastic. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to the people in chat. Got Udani Kazada, and Udani Kazada. No, I'm kidding. Timmy, what's up, man? Thanks for being here, buddy. And Udani Kazada, thanks for being here, buddy. Yes, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, let's talk about things. I don't know. What's the most exciting thing out of everything that happened this week? Let's talk about that new third-person. No, I'm kidding. That new first-person game. It's fine. I'm not that upset. I'm not. I can explain myself.
Yes, you are.
I was very pessimistic, but I think it looks really cool. Immortals of Aveum. Did everyone get a chance to see this gameplay?
Yes.
Dude, I was hyping it up all week. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot wait for this.
I think it looks amazing.
There is so much going for this game. For starters, did you know, and because I know most of you guys like Elder Scrolls, did you know that Michael Kirkbride, who is responsible for creating most of the Elder Scrolls lore as we know it, is working on that game to update the world?
Yes, I am aware of that, yeah. I was researching some of the developers that went to that studio for a video that I'm doing for Immortals of Aveum and Ascendant Studios. Which hopefully Red will be able to give you the content for that in the next couple days.
Yeah, it's sick. And I was watching Luke Stevens' video on it too. And he was explaining how it was a former Call of Duty developer who was like the lead on this project. And that man was sitting in his Call of Duty cubicle probably. And he was dreaming about making this game. And Activision went, no! Because they wouldn't do anything as outlandish as having magic in a Call of Duty game. That's impossible. It can't happen. And so he just sat on this idea, festered, and finally left. And now he's doing exactly what he's been thinking about for years. And I love those kinds of stories.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, I actually heard, I completely forgot about that. wasn't it that he had like a rich friend that was like, just here, take this money, go make a game, and he's like, okay, hell yeah.
Yes,
that's what I heard
that
too.
was. Yeah, that's basically what happened. They got together. They were discussing the game. They decided to open Ascendant. They did it quietly in 2017. This will all be in the video that I'm going to do later on. And just a quick side note that I want to point out. I didn't even realize this. Have you all ever wondered what happens to all the developers from Telltale? They're there at Ascendant.
They're there, yeah. They got pulled in.
Yeah, a good chunk of Telltale developers are at Ascendant right now.
Which makes sense when you consider that you have a 25-hour, supposedly, single-player campaign, exclusively single-player.
Yeah, they've
And
gotten
you're
over
getting Telltale
100.
storytellers.
They've gotten over 100 AAA developers working under their belts right now, and well, you guys saw the results. You tell me. It's a day one buy for me. Red, I know how you feel about first-person shooter games, so I think Mac, I think you're just as excited as I am, but
Yeah, when
I
you
haven't talked
showed-
to DeMarco
yeah.
or Zemi.
Yeah, you
about
showed
it.
me it, and I instantly went and looked it up, and I was like, man, this game looks great. And then like a day or so later, they ended up announcing the little gameplay trailer, so it was like almost perfect that I didn't have to wait too long to actually see it. And in my personal opinion, I just don't understand how you could not be. Mainly if you like Skyrim or any of these other games that are similar to that, like the game looks really freaking good. And I mean, I just hope it has a great story with great gameplay. Sometimes they'll have a good gameplay and then the story will be so freaking boring you don't want to freaking even play it because of that. So let's just hope it has, decent of both. But as of right now, it seems like it's going to be pretty well. So we'll see.
Yeah,
when was
I just-
sorry.
Oh wait, I was just gonna say, Ascendant and Brett Robbins, the CEO and creative director of the game, they just announced that on April 20th, which is this on Thursday, we're gonna get 6-minute gameplay demo of the game.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
So get ready to
They're
see
coming
more
out-
of it.
And it releases in
Oh.
June. So
Yeah.
July.
July. Thank you.
20th,
Thank you.
right?
It's coming
It is.
close.
3
July.
months.
3 months. Yep.
Genuinely 3 months. Awesome.
Zemi, have you seen it?
Yeah, well, I was just playing catch up real quick. I can't find a gameplay video. Like the only thing I was able to find is like some premiere that's happening in 41 hours or something. But
You have to go to the Ascendant, not Ascendant. You have to go to the Immortals of Avium YouTube channel.
It's a reveal trailer. It's a reveal trailer.
it's the, okay, the reveal.
Watch
Yeah,
that
so I
Yeah.
did.
while
Yes.
I did
I'll
watch
tell you guys
it.
how I feel. Watch that. This is
Okay.
my thing. When I started watching this, dude, I was like, oh my fucking, this reminds me of like futuristic Lord of the Rings. Like seeing the army crashing, and then you got this Sauron looking dude just holding his hand up, just like blowing shit up, being like, I was like, oh my god, this looks sick. And like all like the magic, and like I love like Elix, if Elix was a good game, it's not. But if that idea of like futuristic and medieval kind of thing like combined, I love that. I love that shit so much. And then they show this awesome cinematic trailer, the character Jack with a K. I love that. And then they show the gameplay, and it's just first person. The thing is, I don't. It's not that I don't have a problem. It's just like nothing that we saw is gonna happen like that in that game. Not the whole cinematic trailer. Nothing like that's gonna happen. There's
was
a chance.
gameplay.
No, sorry. The cinematic trailer, like the
The
which
first one that was that
represented
summer.
Oh yeah, the very first one. Yeah, everybody knows. Not the just
Well, yeah,
the first
that
one.
was
It's the
that was
gameplay
just
you trust.
given
right it
lore,
just,
but
I
the
don't
recent
know-
trailer had gameplay.
I don't know what it is. Like, there's something about like seeing like a cinematic trailer, and I'm like, this is representative in some way of the gameplay, and then they show it, and then it's a first-person game. I have nothing against. I love first-person games. Okay, let me just say that it's just like when games have a potential to do the things that they showed in the cinematic, and it doesn't even come close because there's no animations because it's first-person. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to like figure out how to explain myself. That was the only. I was like, oh, of course it's a first-person game. After seeing all this crazy shit and these dudes fighting and you're just walking around like this all the time, I don't know. That's literally.
Well,
All right. Let me
well,
take
Red.
the
The thing
complete-
is.
Oh no,
you
go ahead.
Demi. You go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching it. I mean, it looks good. I don't know if it's the game for me per se. I'm seeing like some real inspiration from maybe like Destiny with like the magic, or at least how the magic kind of looks and stuff. Like, it's giving me some like real like Warlock vibes, honestly. I don't know, like if Destiny was maybe a little bit more medieval kind of like setting somewhat, and if it had a good campaign and was just like single player, like that's what it kind of looks like it would be, kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think Mac actually like told me about this game a few days ago on like a party chat, and I kind of glanced at it a little bit. You know, this isn't really the type of game necessarily for me. But honestly, I mean, yeah. I mean, and it's gonna be a $70 game. So if it came to Game Pass, or actually better yet, whenever it hits into like EA Play, I will probably jump in and try it. Or really just, I guess, also kind of based on the reviews of it. But I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that just grabs me and tells me, hey, I have to play this game. At least just from my gameplay style and what I like. Also, just a side note, the main male character in this trailer looks oddly like a young Johnny Depp. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not.
No, that wasn't the first thing I paid attention to.
No,
me neither.
no. Okay.
Let me take the complete opposite approach to what you guys have been saying, because I am incredibly excited for this game. I don't know if you've spent time, but their website already has tons of lore on it about the world, about the realms. There's a map of the world itself talking about the conflict between the two major factions, in which their names slip my mind, but you have information about the two major factions, and they've been at war forever, and how the magic works and the 3 different types of magic that you have. They explain that I think there was 25 different spells that you can harness and use, and those all have their own little course to them, and a total of like 80 abilities in total, or 80 of some. I remember the number 80, which is on their website. So they've really fleshed out all this information about the game. I watched it. I thought of Magic Doom, which I love the Doom games. It's one of my favorite first-person shooters. And like the way that the first-person shooting mechanics look reminded me a lot of the way that a Machine Games title would play. Like, it has Machine Games do really well with the gunplay, how it feels when you're shooting your weapons and such. So to take that, bring it into a fantasy setting, you do Michael Kirkbride, which for the lore of the world, which I don't know if you noticed this, but Wolf, your Sauron-looking dude, has that like red diamond in his forehead. That's actually an Elder Scrolls reference right there.
Oh, really? Please.
Yeah. It's referring to, and there's a book, I think you could find it in Skyrim, called Reminata, and it's referring to the Kaim El Adabal, which is a red jewel, and it's inside the Amulet of Kings.
Oh, okay.
So that little diamond in his head. So you already have like that influence there, which gets me more excited for this stuff. I think when you have EA, one thing I will say too, and I don't know if this maybe will influence anybody who hasn't thought about it this way, but it's an EA Originals title. And what I will say is that an EA Originals title is the one that won Game of the Year. Obviously, completely different studio, but It Takes Two won Game of the Year. There are some stellar games that come from the EA Originals program, and I think this absolutely can be one of them. And because it's that focus on single player, because there's an emphasis with all the Telltale developers coming in for the story, you have a great lore master coming in. That is the parts that get me excited. And then it looks like Magic Doom, again, just to recite that too. So I'm 100% on board with this.
Yeah, I'm going to go one step further on DeMarco's point. When I was watching the reveal trailer and I was looking at the chat, you know, in segments where I kind of already knew what the gameplay, what to expect. So when I was looking at the chat, and some people, they weren't comparing it to Destiny, like Zemi said earlier, or even Doom. I saw one game in particular that came up a lot, and I'm pretty sure you guys are old enough to know. Does this game remind you of a game called Hexen?
Yeah. Okay. No. A little bit,
No?
but not heavy. Not much, but I get
Yeah, that
it.
was the game that kept popping up in the chat the whole time. I'm like, what is Hexen? And I looked it up, and it's kind of similar in a way.
Yeah.
The one thing I will notice about the spells that I saw, they're kind of similar to gunplay. Like, you know, with Elder Scrolls, like you shoot a fireball and it explodes, right? But it seems like in Immortals, like when you have a spell, like if you see the first spell that they use in the trailer, it kind of acts similar to a pistol. And then another spell, the one with the green orbs flying around his arm, it kind of looks like an SMG. And then finally, one of the later spells was a blast of orange, and it looked like shotgun spray.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, that's exactly how it does work. The blue, the blue spells are sniper. The red spells are shotgun based. So that is
so
how
basically every spell is basically a different weapon, if you want to think about it that way.
So Raven Software and ID Software is the one that made that game. So that fucking Hex game from you. It's a 95, by the way. And it's similar to Doom, by the way, which is what like DeMarco just said. Like, so I mean, we're getting. Oh, I mean, it's an EA game. Let's hope they don't put microtransactions in it and then make it.
There's no microtransactions.
No, they won't.
So
they didn't do that for Take-Two or Wild Hearts.
Yeah, they're not even done.
It's a single player game, but we know how they could be. Look at Resident Evil now; they're making you pay to fucking for guns. So
EA has gotten a lot better at that, though.
Well, I think Star Wars,
Battlefront
2 kind of put them in like a reality check. People pretty much said like, if you guys bring this back, we're done with you guys. So I'm happy they're doing that. And like, what is that?
That's Disney was coming in and threatening them too. You remember that?
No, I didn't know they did. They didn't know they.
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
with the Battlefront 2 debacle, it was so bad that Disney stepped in and was like, "Hey, like, what's going on here? We got
a bad name on them.
Like, we gotta chill out here."
Yeah, they had the entire. They had the European gambling. The whole. I mean, it was like the whole world.
But that
was like the biggest explosion.
That European thing, though, was a lot to do with a lot of things, not just that. Overwatch got hit with that. Call of Duty really got hit with it back in
FIFA.
Black Ops 3. FIFA was they're still doing their
FIFA
bullshit.
was a big one.
They're still doing their bullshit. I don't know how they ever gonna get away with it. Madden's still doing it. 2K just started doing that bullshit where it's like them ultimate teams. Oh, you know, you got the thing is the only thing they changed what they did is in those games, FIFA and the sports games, is they changed the percentage. You have to show the percentage that you're allowed to win. That's the only thing they've done. That's why they're still allowed to do that. The difference is with these Battlefront, like where you just it's just upgrades for you to make it's pretty much like a play to win situation, which I'm surprised Call of Duty's now doing that again with the bullshit DMZ mode. So, I mean, we're going to get back to the same situation where they're probably going to get in trouble for it. So,
yeah.
But, okay, sorry. We're off topic a little bit.
No, you're good. I was going to say, this is kind of on topic, but I'm glad that it got brought up, is that after the debacle with Battlefront 2 and all that happened, Jedi Fallen Order almost didn't happen at all. You can hear all the devs talk about how that just didn't. What's the guy's name? Not Zig.
Stig Asmussen.
Yes, Stig. Yes, he talked about how they just didn't believe in it. They're like, it's probably not going to work. We're not going to make money over this, and it's like the best Star Wars game that we've ever got ever. So it looks like they're allowing funding to pull through for more single player games with no monetization, and I'm really happy to see that. It gives me hope for Dragon Age by Mass Effect, that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for this. Now we're seeing Jedi Survivor come out. 140 gig, 50 gigs. That's insane. Everyone in chat, this is news to me.
Damn, really?
150 gigs.
Yeah, 140.
I'm gonna have to transfer something out of the storage device. I got like 105.
Well.
Holy shit! Looks like
I'm going to as well.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna delete.
5 on PC.
I'll have to delete Apex.
And then you gotta realize we got Redfall right after that. That's got to be 50 or 60 gigs too.
Oh yeah, man.
So and then well, I got it. Sorry, I'm sorry. My bad. 30 frame guy.
It's fine. I love it.
No, I was making fun of Assassin. He hates.
He's making fun of me.
He knows death to 30 frames.
So yeah, I get it. We're changing Assassin to Assassin 30 FPS his gamer tag tomorrow.
So I do want to make sure I point out though on the topic specifically of Immortals. On their official website FAQ page, it says no, there are no microtransactions in the game. And you can only upgrade to the deluxe edition, of which another thing that EA and Activision and other companies have been known for is like 7,000 editions. No, there are 2 supposedly. And then the other thing too is obviously pre-order bonuses can sometimes get a little bit out of control. They give you 2, or 3. You get a purified. Oh no, I'm sorry. You get 1 bonus. You get purified arc light sigil, which increases the shred on 1 spell and damage on another spell.
Ooh.
That sounds perfect. At least you're not locked into 1 spell. You get to choose.
So, well,
That's
my point
nice.
being is that all of the opportunities from pre-orders to additions to microtransactions that they could completely be milking, which is everybody's fear, is according to the FAQ, and of course things can change, But according to the FAQ right now, not happening.
That's
BS
so
with
great.
any areas
I
of
love
this
that.
title as far as monetization goes.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Red.
I just wanted to say I want to see a sniper. Like if for Dragon Ball Z fans out there, I want the sniper ability for you to just like point your finger, and it's like pew, and just that'd be sick. Snipe people.
I mean, that kind of is, isn't it,
Sick.
DeMarco? Like we saw like a sniper spell
Is he-
that
Yeah,
was
you do
kind of
have a
like that. He
spell.
kind of was doing like a finger gun motion.
It's, you know what it is? So all the
This is what
magic
your
is
mom
channeled
likes.
through a device in Avum. So they have a device that they channel the magic through, and so whenever they're doing anything, to be honest, they're kind of pointing. Like
Yeah, the
finger
whole-
guns.
right.
Yeah, like the main antagonist, his whole goal is to prevent the people fighting back, to prevent them from using magic. So only him and his empire could use magic, because that's what everybody in the game is fighting for control of magic. That's what the whole premise is.
Hey, Assassin, I got a question. This is a question for you. John TJ
Oh,
says, hey, Red Wolf and panel, do you think Microsoft buys a Japanese publisher next year or WB first? What do you think, Assassin?
I think Microsoft would be stupid to buy another publisher next. They need to acquire the studios that they already have a great relationship with first. But if he really wants an answer, I think they're going to go for a Japanese publisher. I think they either go for Square Enix or, regrettably,
Atlas.
Capcom.
Yeah,
Atlas is part of Sega.
They'll get
Ooh,
Sega.
Sega.
They'll get Sega before they'll get the other two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah, I
mean-
know.
what do
But
you
still.
think?
I mean, I think that Warner Brothers is a little bit more difficult to acquire. I don't think that they're going to be as willing to sell after the success that Hogwarts Legacy has brought them.
Hell no. They're not going to sell that.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say WB. Honestly, like what I would want them to do is like chill for a little bit and get everything organized. And I mean, they literally acquired, Bethesda, and then 2 years later acquire Activision, which is just ginormous, right? Like they've already acquired two major publishers. I think right now is the time to kind of slow down, take a breather, organize everything that they have, and then whenever everything kind of dies down and the news isn't talking about how Microsoft is acquiring everything, then maybe go out and get a Japanese publisher. And I mean, and if they wanted to go that route, I would say probably Sega would probably be the best / easiest one to get. However, I kind of fall in the same camp as Assassin. I would rather see them acquire developers that they have a really good relationship with already, like a Sobo.
Certain
Thank
Affinity.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Asobo could be their Naughty Dog, man. Fuck. Plague Tale 2. That game is so fucking good.
Like, I get where everybody is coming from. I know Microsoft needs, like, we all dream of what publisher Microsoft needs. In all honesty, E3 2018 was a big moment for Microsoft, showing that they were willing to buy talent that, was underdeveloped. They didn't have enough funding. They didn't have enough resources. They didn't have enough of the tech to make a great game. But now these studios are doing so. And I see a lot of this on Twitter about, Microsoft needs to fund their studios. They already have. Playground has a second studio. Inxile has a second studio. Undead Labs has a second studio. Like, Ninja Theory, I think, is the only studio that prefers to stay small. But if you look at all the other studios that Microsoft acquired before Bethesda, those teams have either expanded, they've gotten more studios, like more studio locations, I guess I should say. Microsoft is funding these first-party studios just perfectly fine, so I don't know where that misconception's happening, but
I think you could
Yeah.
even look at something like Sea of Thieves, right? And that game, which has had support for years, even with the
Yes.
state that it launched in, and now it's more
30
popular than
million.
it's ever been, and it's getting new content like weekly, and so as far as support goes, they are just, it has to be run like a business at the end of the day, right? It needs to go with the studios that are making money. And
yeah, just to
you
get
can't
into
give money to everybody.
just to
unfortunately.
clarify one thing that you DeMarco's point just now. About a year ago, Rainbow Six Siege said they had 70 million players on all consoles and PC. In just half that time, Rare and Microsoft have half of that many players in half of that time. So we can only imagine Sea of Thieves will actually grow a lot more development-wise. They're going to get a lot more players over the years. It's going to be a very massive game. It already is, but it's going to be even bigger as time goes on.
Speaking of bigger,
keep in mind that's going in tandem with last thought Red, but that's going in tandem with Everwild, which they're also working on. I know there's been some trouble and there's been some whispers and rumors about that game, but so they're getting all the support for Sea of Thieves, but they also get support to make a whole other game while they're developing all the new content that Sea of Thieves is getting.
Yeah, Yodani has a very important question. He said, panel question, if you become a weeb later in life, do you get your V card back? Is a
No.
Phil Spencer body pillow an acceptable wedding gift? Why is pineapple on pizza so perfect? I can
It's
see
not.
that Yodani has read
It's-
my description, and I thank you for that. He's getting the vibe. He's getting the vibe. Yodani, I love
Pineapple on pizza is fucking nasty. The pillow's fine, and no, you do not get
Pineapple
your
on-
V card back.
Pineapple pizza it's an acquired taste. It just depends on the person. The body pillow, I would rather get a Captain Price body pillow, but that's just me. And no, you don't get your V card back.
It has like a built-in speaker like that you put your ear to, and it just goes,
Going dark.
going dark. Yeah. Going dark.
And
Yeah.
you turn the light off until they bite the pillow. Sorry.
I
Okay.
love that. I love
Yeah.
No to the card. Get a Garrus Vicarian body pillow instead, and pineapple on pizza is absolutely perfect, and more people should be accepting of it.
DeMarco,
And
I
if
don't
you-
even like you anymore, bro. I'm just getting to the point where this is you, this is everybody else, and this is you. I'll get you.
Garrus
Everything.
Vicarian pillow. You put your ear to a Garrus Vicarian pillow, it just goes just like old times. You're like,
He knew what he was doing with that pineapple thing. I don't care what he said.
If you
That's why he
put
said it so
ham-
proud and loud.
if you put ham in pineapple,
but I'm being genuine. I like pineapple.
I don't
pizza.
listen. I don't mind pineapple. I'll rip it off the pizza and eat it, but I cannot take a bite of the pizza and have a piece of pineapple with it. It just doesn't go well with me. Too sweet. I don't know. If I want something sweet, I'll get some sweet and sour chicken. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
C-Steph says, but see, they are only funding the studios through Game Pass sales and not extra payout to them from Microsoft. He's talking about. Whatever.
Well, if that's the case, then Forza Horizon 5 must have sold very well if Playground has literally two big studios, or, studio buildings in England. Same thing with,
What about
I guess State of Decay 2 and Wasteland 3 sold very well if they have offices in Louisiana and Florida.
You could look at something too, like Obsidian and all the support they're getting. I know that they are Game Pass games, but you look at The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds 2 is in development alongside Avowed, which is in development. So they're getting, and then you take something like Grounded, and they're getting to do all of these projects. And I find it hard to believe that all of these are just Game Pass. That's just because of Game Pass. I don't know about that one personally,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
Brad, I just got one more thought about Immortals, and it's kind of a broad perspective. Can we just acknowledge that Electronic Arts, I'm not saying that they're fully there yet, but ever since Jedi Fallen Order, they've kind of been on a what's it called? Kind of on a winning streak.
Upwards.
Battlefield 2042 notwithstanding, all of their single player games have been pretty high quality as of
Yeah.
late. Do you guys agree? Like, It Takes Two, recently Dead Space remake. I mean, come on, Game of the Year contender
forget
for a
Titanfall
remake.
2.
Titanfall 2,
Which goes
Wild
back
Hearts,
more.
Thank you.
Immortals of Aveum, literally getting everyone's attention the past few days. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
EA's kind of been on a win streak, like Capcom was after Resident Evil 7, even though the whole Mega Man thing and the recent RE4 remake microtransactions have kind of soured it a little bit, but you guys know what I mean.
Yankees. Yeah, I'm glad to see it. It's sort of like one of those, like the good kind of foot and mouth, like you dipped your toe in honey and put it in your mouth kind of thing, because they were very well known for talking about what was the one tweet that we saw like almost a year ago that was like, she's a 10 but single player games.
Oh god.
Yeah.
They're a 10, but they only play single player games. Everybody in the industry was
Yeah.
grilling them for that damn tweet.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like
Everybody.
an individual speaks for it's a whole thing. But I'm just glad to see that they're doing this again, because some of the best single-player games back in the day, PS3, 360 days even, were from EA. So I don't know. I'm happy to see that they're doing this. I just cannot imagine that they ever go back to where they were. They almost just got completely fucked when it came to like Anthem and Battlefront 2. Like it was, they just like stopped that game. They're like, we're done. It was that bad.
Mass Effect Andromeda at launch.
Yeah,
they said, from what I've heard.
Mass Effect Andromeda's gameplay is amazing. The narrative delivery, maybe not the best, but it's a good game. 100 hours, almost all the achievements. Anyway, shall we move on? Any other thoughts on things?
No.
Yeah, we need a Todd Howard body pillow, not a Phil Spencer one. A Todd Howard.
I'm not sure Todd would be okay with that.
That'd be great.
It just works.
Is it just made out of brown leather?
Every time you
It
hug
just works.
it just works.
It just works.
16 times the cuddles.
16.
Oh God. No.
16 times the detail. I love that.
Red, we already have 2 more games to talk about from that Thursday. We got three big showcases of games just last Thursday.
Well, why don't you lead us into this next one?
Depends. Do you guys prefer red or blue? Red pill or blue pill, guys?
I guess
Green.
Blue.
It doesn't matter. What are you talking about? Just
Purple.
start the damn next.
Alright, fine. Let's talk about Final Fantasy 16.
Perfect.
What about it?
So anyway,
Okay, that's
Okay.
I mean, you need to say what's going on here. You're just saying.
Alright, so basically, PlayStation had a state of play for Final Fantasy 16 last Thursday. It was about 25 minutes long. And we did get a pretty good look at the game from the UI, the combats, some of the story, some of the characters you'll meet in the game. And I gotta say, this is actually another Game of the Year contender. And this is actually coming from Square because they really need it after Forspoken. Everything that I saw was basically a 9 out of 10. It impressed me very well. The combat, in particular, they mentioned was extremely different. This is the first action RPG in the Final Fantasy franchise. The combat director is actually from Capcom. I forgot his name. He worked on Dragon's Dogma and Devil May Cry 5. So if you guys are looking for hack and slash, magical gameplay, Final Fantasy 16's got you covered. We got to know more about the protagonist, Clive Rosefield. And it's going to take place in 3 different times of his life, when he's a teenager, in his 20s and 30s. We're going to meet some of the characters surrounding him. They did emphasize the icons, which is... what were they called in the older games? I think it's summons. Like Ifrits, the Phoenix, Baruda. They didn't emphasize the icon battles that you'll be facing in the game. Those are really all the things that impressed me a lot. Mac, I know you were interested in Final Fantasy 16. Did you watch the gameplay?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch the state of play?
Yes, I watched it. I like it.
What'd you think?
I'm gonna buy it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't know. If you played Crisis Core, you'd understand why I like it so much. Red played it. I know he has. It kind of looks similar to that, which is why I like it, because I literally said this is how every Final Fantasy game from now here on for at least a few more Final Fantasies, this is what it should be like. Really good mechanics. It looks great. The story looks good. The game, people are saying it looked like it was like a 720 game. Think in my head, like, these dudes must be running a tube TV or something. The game looks beautiful. I mean, it's in-game footage, and it still looks really good. Like, I don't get these guys. That's the typical Xbox, like the guy that's so worshipped Xbox that he can't get over the fact that a game looks good on another console. Yes, it's stupid that it's only on PlayStation, or PlayStation 5. Let me rephrase myself. As of right now, maybe in 6 months it might be on Xbox or PC, whatever the case may be, whatever Sony has signed like normal. But right now, I don't care. It's me and my brother literally have bought it. Like, I've already gave him the money for it before even the showcase, so I was already ready for it. The showcase has just amped it up that I hope I can beat Diablo And well, pretty much I hope I can get to Diablo and then get to that because it's right there in between. It's right after that. So I'm hoping because looks really good. Diablo might, if I don't get Diablo done, I might push Diablo to the side just because how bad I want this game. And we were just talking about Diablo before the show started and how much I want to play it. So
try beating me, Mac. I gotta add Street Fighter 6 to those two.
You know, I'm gonna wait for Street Fighter 6 because it's in a bad timing for me. That's the reason why I'm not.
Yeah, you're good. You're good, but I
now,
like fighting games.
The main guy, I can't remember his name. What was his name?
Clive Rosefield.
Clyde. Yeah, okay. It looks good.
Clive.
He looks good. Clive with a V.
Yes,
he looks really good. I mean, like I said, the story I don't know. It just looks really good, and it looks like there's a lot to it. Like more than just like you go to an area, you fight a couple guys. It's more like it looks like the story is well driven a little bit. You go back to like your main town and. It looks like you're building up something like a war, you're just fighting off shit. So it's gonna be really nice in the long run. I hope it definitely lives up to the Final Fantasy name. Unlike 15, not saying 15's bad, but it had really bad reputation for what it done and how the game played. So maybe we'll hope this Crisis Core thing fixes the problem with the combat system and the game's well driven. So I definitely can't wait. Well worth $70. I don't care. Hate all you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Zemi, are you interested in men that have long dark hair and scars on their face and lots of fur around their neck? You like that?
No comment on that. But as Final Fantasy 16 is, regards. I didn't watch the trailer because I don't want to watch a game that I'm not going to get to play. I don't know. I don't want to play it on PC. I want to play it on console. I don't know. I'm weird. I know I can play it with a controller on PC, but I don't know. I'm still weird. Like I want to unlock achievements, and if I can't get that, then I want trophies, right?
So with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Final Fantasy 16, like it looks incredible. Like whenever I saw it at during its very first showcasing. I think during a PlayStation State of Play, or it might have been E3, but I don't really remember. I was really, really excited, and I was very surprised because I'm typically not a fan of JRPGs, and I'm also typically not a fan of Final Fantasy, but something about that game really lured me in. And so I wish I could play it on Xbox. I wish like they were doing the same thing that they did with like the Final Fantasy VII like remake or remaster, where eventually it would come to this platform. I don't think that they're doing that. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to wait until I end up buying another PlayStation. And though I want to play Final Fantasy 16, I don't want to play it bad enough to make me go and buy another PS5. So for me, I am excited for it, but it's just gonna be a waiting game until enough things come out for PlayStation that get me so excited to the extent that I go buy another PlayStation.
Yeah.
Hey, Marco.
I can understand his point.
Fucking fantasy for the 16th.
This might be my final podcast after saying this. I've never played a Final Fantasy game before.
I don't blame.
Max
Don't
face.
be mad at him. Hey, I only played the remake of 7, and that was enough for me to get interested in the franchise. So I don't blame you one bit if this is gonna be your first game. They even said it in the State of Play. You don't have to play the others to understand this one.
It's
Yep, they said
probably
none
not
of the
gonna be my
stories
first
mean-
Final Fantasy. I haven't.
It seems like this is a good one for you to jump into, Marco.
I haven't watched the gameplay for Final Fantasy. I didn't watch the State of Play, which is a problem. But I will say I can't tell you which ones have had problems and which ones haven't, but I have seen friends of mine playing both the original ones, the much older Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, right? And some of the newer ones as well. Specifically the one with I have no knowledge if it was good or bad, but I think I've seen the one with Lightning and Cloud.
Lightning and Cloud. That would.
Snow.
Wait,
Are you talking about the
13?
fight? No, Lightning and
Snow,
Cloud.
maybe.
Lightning and Snow. That would be 13.
Oh,
Yes,
13?
That'd be 13.
Yeah, because Cloud was only in 7.
Yeah, when you said Lightning, I'm like, hold on. Then you said Cloud. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, it had to be
Lightning
that
and
fighting game.
Snow. See, there you go.
Yes.
There's my lack of knowledge.
looks like Cloud,
I
he's
don't
got
know if
blonde hair and
13
shit.
was good.
He does. He's just a bulkier version of Cloud, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Fair. I don't know if 13 was good, but I've seen some of the newer ones. It does interest me, No, it was not good. Okay.
It's the worst combat system I've ever seen in any of the Final Fantasy games. I don't like how they. It's good. It's
Was
still a
15
great
good?
game.
Didn't they try to do what they did with Lost Odyssey, but it was bad?
No, Lost Odyssey. You could. It was because they forced it on you. Lost
yeah, they
Odyssey,
did like that
you still
timed
control other guys.
thing, right?
Yeah, it was
Like
a
with
time thing it was a time thing, and you had like three characters you spawned in, and every character you were like one had attack, one had magic, one had health, and that's it. You couldn't do nothing else with those characters. So whatever their driven was horrible. So the main thing is you'd like let your two side guys be the defender, the attack people, and you would be like the defender or the mage guy, and it was like really it just wasn't. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it definitely, out of all the Final Fantasy games I've played, in any game that's turn-based, it's definitely one of the worst games I've played when it comes to a turn-based. It was just not, I don't know, it just wasn't well built. So I literally can look here to the left if you can't see it because it's out of camera. I own all three of them. I mean, I literally own 13, 1, and 2, and Lightning Returns. It's hard to go back and play them because I've done it once and it was a headache then. So I don't think I'm going to do it again. So,
yeah. Well, there you go, Assassin. We talked about Final Fantasy, and I hope you're happy. I'm just kidding. That sounded fucked the way I'm saying. No. Do we? I don't really have a whole lot to say about Zelda, but again, I'm not the target audience for that. Is anyone here, DeMarco? Are you You like Zelda? You got a Switch?
You're putting these games back to back and you're killing me with it. I also have never played a Zelda game before.
I'm gonna once again say it's okay because I only play Breath of the Wild and that's it.
Breath of the Wild interested me. Tears of the Kingdom. Now my buddies, friends of mine are obsessed with Zelda, and they've played and Breath of the Wild in particular. They absolutely loved. And from what I understand, Tears of the Kingdom, like on a surface, if you just look at it, it goes, okay, it's just kind of Breath of the Wild plus. But when you look at the deeper levels of it, it's actually not that. It's something a lot greater, and I can absolutely respect that. The problem is, and the reason I would absolutely play these games and try them out, the Zelda games, the problem is I've never really been a Nintendo person. Just because growing up, that's not the consoles I had in my household. I had a Wii, Nintendo Wii, that was it. And a DS.
Okay.
Those were the only two Nintendo systems I ever really had.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Zemi.
Play Elder Scrolls. Next question.
Nice. Fantastic. So, there we go. Moving on.
Damn.
Not a Nintendo podcast, obviously.
Wait, was there more Assassin? Seriously, because we just have Final Fantasy 16, Immortals, and Zelda. Was there something
No,
else?
it's just the fact that for some reason, I don't know why, because Nintendo content creators and Nintendo fans have been hyping this game up for a while. I don't understand why a lot of the media that I've seen is like, oh, now I'm hyped for Tears of the Kingdom after the last trailer. I'm like, so you're saying that the other trailers didn't interest you at all?
the game looks the same as Breath of the Wild, and I can't wait for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, also,
I mean,
as you get closer to a game's launch, your hype level is just going to increase, and you're just going to get more excited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fair, yeah. But yeah,
You
there's
think
nothing
about
else for me to
something
say about Zelda.
Oh yeah, you think about something like Jedi Survivor, and I can confidently say that right now I'm more excited for Jedi Survivor than Starfield, but it's only because Jedi Survivor is literally 10 days away.
Is it really? Jesus H. Christ.
It's the 18th.
Yeah, that's what I said. I saw it this morning. Someone retweeted like 10 days till Survivor, and I was like, what?
I can't believe that.
But
Jesus
anyway,
H. Christ.
That's wild.
Where's the time going?
so
And
hype
then
fluctuates.
4 days after that, it's Redfall, baby. 30 Fall.
30 fall.
Deadfall. Red. Like, there are so many puns.
Red
That's all
Dead.
of them.
Oh my
Fall.
god.
Yeah, people were saying like Dead Fail, Red Fail, Deadfall, shit like that.
It's listen. Okay, are we that's our next topic here. You know, let's just. I think we should
No,
just
you
move
can
into
say
that.
whatever. Hey, listen, we're fast and loose, baby. I think.
I get why
good.
people are mad. Okay, because they were promised the frames, right? But like, at least they admitted to like it's gonna come later. It ain't like a Gotham Knights where like, oh yeah, it's gonna come later, and they're not really saying much about it. At least they're like, oh yeah, we fucked up, it was it. At least they have admitted to it. But I wish they would actually say what really happened. Is what I wish they'd say. Like, oh, why didn't what's the reasoning for the whole
why?
thing is shit.
It's just optimization and stability.
Well, I think that's a lot to do with it. Yeah. I mean,
remember the Gotham Knights said, "Yeah, if you don't know anything about," and the thing is, this is such a fuck. Okay, I'm gonna play Redfall. I'm gonna play it by myself, and I'll tell you why. Because what's the point of no tethering? If in Gotham Knights, okay, I think we all played, or I know me and Mac played together at one point. You could literally just run around the city, do whatever the hell you want to do, completing objectives, and be like, all right, hey, come over here and help me out with this thing. And like, cool. You're just in the world with your friend, playing, doing whatever you need to do. And I get it. Some people say, well, why would you run away from your friend whenever, it's supposed to be playing co-op? I get it. But in Gotham Knights, it made sense. In Redfall, I feel like it does make sense because you're not swinging around, teleporting all over the world, like Spider-Man or whatever. The fact that they allow no tethering and you can't progress. What's the term? I'm blanking. What's the term for the co-op progress? Shared progress.
Oh, progression. Yeah,
Shared
progress.
progression?
Yeah.
There is none of that. So it's just like they should have done one or the other. They should have said. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm so like I hate that so much. So because of that's just my take. Because of I'm literally going off of what the dev said about Gotham Knights. That because of their issues with the no tethering, it really screwed them over on frame rate. They literally said we just can't. It's just difficult. Deal with it. So with Redfall, yeah, it's like you should have. I don't know, man.
Which it's
I feel
interesting that there's no tethering because they actually early on in interviews, and I remember this because I have a video where I go through everything about Redfall that we knew at the time. And one of the comments from the developers at that time was, we don't know, we're thinking limited tethering. And then clearly at some point it changed. Because they said they did say we might change it, and it did. But at the time they were experimenting with the best way to work with it. And if tethering would have been able to provide the frame rate, especially because the developers have spoken about how when you're playing with friends, you should be together because your abilities complement one another. Mm-hmm. I feel like Gotham Knights, you could play as much more of a solo experience because it's not as though you're bouncing combos off one another or using the way that Devinder throws down his stunning ability while Remy can taunt them and distract them and throw C4s on them when they're all stunned, right? So there's not that level of cooperation, but if tethering would have saved it, I would have said just tether.
You put the tether. Yeah, that's what I was at. That's the reason why Gotham Knights is fucking dookie when it comes to that shit.
So
Halo Infinite did that as well. It got a lot of backlash when that came out.
Yeah, but Halo
was like,
but look at Infinite though. Infinite runs at 100. You can run Infinite at 120 frames. So
yeah, I know it was kind of stupid how people were complaining about that because they were saying, well, in Far Cry we can like run apart and drive away from each other. I'm like, this isn't Far Cry. This is Halo.
Yeah,
You're supposed to play together as a squad of Spartans. In Far Cry, you're a freedom fighter. Of course, you can freedom fight away from your friends. In Halo, you have to stay together. I guess in Redfall, it's kind of like being in a squad, but also not. Like,
yeah,
you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're an individual with you're not this elite spec ops tactical team. You just sort of what's the word? You're just kind of like little ruffians sort of scrambling about with their little weird abilities, and they all sort of come together in a very nice way. Speaking of which, DeMarco has a great video breaking down all the characters. He did a great job. I watched the whole thing through, and it made me more excited to play the game by myself. But hey, anyway, Zemi, what do you think about 30 frames in games?
I mean, if Starfield came out like tomorrow and it was 30 frames, I'd still play it, right? Mm-hmm. As far as it like goes with Redfall, I wasn't really interested in Redfall before this news dropped, and I'm still not super interested in it now. I'm gonna play it just because it's in Game Pass and everyone else is gonna be playing it, and so on and so forth. But I'm not really that excited about it. The one thing that I hope maybe Xbox learns just by half of the community yelling at him about this is, like at the end of the day, just give us choice, right? Xbox, their brand has been all about choice, letting players play how they want to play. And I would just really appreciate it, like in the future, if we can't hit that 4K 60 frames per second, then they give us a performance mode, right? Or even if they can hit 4K 60 frames, maybe give us a performance mode of like 1440p or 1080p at 120, right? Just provide us with the choice going forward. I think I would love to see. As far as the whole controversy of 30 frames versus 60, I mean, it is what it is. It's, there's no changing it. I guess at this point, they're not going to delay the game or anything of that, So if you want 60, just wait until the game comes out or wait until the game gets updated later on. But for me, it's not going to impact whether I play the game or whether I, am not going to play the game. But I'm also not, I don't think, the best person to be asking, because I was never super, super excited about this game just to begin with.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, and that's very honest of you. I like your honesty. That sounds like a drug.
Honesty.
Yeah,
Honesty.
honesty. It's like Hennessy,
Honesty.
where they inject it in your ass and I don't know. So there's that. Mac is probably adjusting some things, like his
I'm back.
trousers. Oh, okay.
Well, no, I went to use the bathroom, so I just didn't want to.
I was kind of right. Perfect. All right. Well,
I pulled him down.
Nice. Did you leave him down? Are you still wearing?
I only have socks on.
Perfect. I love that. So, you know what? Let's sort of just take a little breather here. I want to ask what everybody's been playing. I know it's weird. Podcasts don't do that. You know why? Because I don't know why. I don't want to talk shit. I'll do it, though.
And now from a word for our sponsors.
Yes. Assassin, you recently beat Resident Evil 4, and I know that you loved it. A good friend of mine, shout out to Jordy. He's a super, he's like my best friend. He's like one of the oldest friends that I have, actually. He was generous enough to buy me the game, so I'm excited. I'm finally gonna start it tonight because I didn't.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I started it, and I got the cutscene in the truck, and I was like, "Fuck!" And it was like way late. It was when I jumped out of the party. It's like, I gotta get out of the party, guys. I have to go to sleep. But I was like, maybe if I just a little sneak peek at the beginning. I was like, I need to stop. So I turned it off. But I will be getting into that. But what have you been playing since you're done with Resident Evil, Assassin?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been too tired to play anything. The last thing that I did play was the original Devil May Cry from the HD collection. Red, I sent it to you. I sent you a picture of that last week, and I mentioned it before. The game itself, it holds up very well, except for one aspect. Like, I just can't get over the tank controls, and I forgot that Capcom was one of the publishers that used to do that back in the day with the OG Resident Evil, and now, now as I'm learning the OG Devil May Cry, I'm thinking, you know what, this game is fun to play. I can get used to this.
Real quick, fun fact: Devil May Cry was supposed to be
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
So was Onimusha. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a fun little thing.
Hey.
Yeah. Look at you go. I'm so proud of you. But go ahead. Sorry.
Why don't you guys kiss already? Okay.
He's my son. Of course I'll kiss him.
Listen. Oh, you're not from
Oh no.
West Virginia.
Okay.
You thought I was gonna say.
Wait,
You thought I was
what?
gonna say it didn't. Zibby thought I was gonna say where he was from. That's what I thought you thought.
Why
I
is
thought you was
Assassin
about
doing
to say
this?
Chicago. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing there in Chicago nowadays?
No, they're a bunch of cockroaches destroying stuff there. That's the only thing that's different there. So,
Now, why doesn't
okay.
Chicago have its own personal Batman at this point? Like, it's literally our own realistic
Even
version
Batman
of
ain't
Gotham
that
City.
fucking
Sombra.
stupid.
That's why
Yeah,
he
I
works at
guess so.
nighttime. He's lying. He's over like, I work graveyard shit. He's out there at night kicking ass. We know.
Whole time he's been Batman Beyond, but like the chubby edition version of him.
Why is this happening with the sun? This is actually
Yeah, so, Mac, are we going to play X Defiant later tonight?
Yes,
Or
I
no?
love it. I love it. I cannot wait for the full game. I'm telling you, it's the best game since fucking 2013 Call of Duty. So I don't care.
Oh,
So.
boy. Wow, that says a lot.
The server issues are.
Yeah, so the server's been a problem. Okay, so since they did the update, so I was having a problem with it felt like the game wasn't registering. I thought Halo was bad. I'm like, what the hell? I think Zimmy probably heard me say the F word a couple times in the parties when me and Zimmy's been here. I've been screaming like, what? I mean, pissed off. But since they did that shutdown on the server and then redid the patch or whatever, like when I'm hitting the motherfucker, he's dying, dude. Like I see the bullets hitting him. It's registering right. The game's good. They have a little problem with like the loadouts and your upgrading not working or something. They know the problem. They just don't have the time to fix the problem in the few days that it's supposed to be out. They can't just rush that out and then worry about the beta. So they just unlocked everything and said, every game you have to make your gun, but you get to make your gun, and you have enough time to do it at the beginning of the game. Which, if you do it once or twice, you should know where all your attachments go. Within seconds, you can have within 5 or 10 seconds, you should have your whole class built, and it's not like Call of Duty when it comes to that. Like it's not 20 different things you got to add on and do this. But man, X Define is perfect. Before we get into the next subject, man, I cannot tell anybody. If anybody's played it, God, I just cannot wait for the full game when they have everything correct. When they get all the season pass in there and they get the customization shit right, and it reminds me of Homefront. If you remember Homefront, the one that come out 2010, 2011, and everybody thought it was going to beat Call of Duty, and it just kind of dropped for some reason.
Homefront the Revolution, right?
I think not the one that come out in 2014. That was horrible. That was a single player game that nobody fucking wanted. Yeah, that's the single player one. I'm talking about this is Homefront, Sandstorm, or I don't fucking remember. It's been 2010. It's a long time ago. It reminds me of that. It plays really good. Most of the people that play COD said this game is really good and you should try it. So if anybody needs an invite, add me MacBound. Just text me and I'll send you an invite. That's all you need to do is just get an invite. But you have to add me on Ubisoft. Well, you can add me on Xbox too, but Ubisoft, you just have to add me through that, and that's how I can send you one. So,
thank you for that explanation. I might check it out and see how bad I suck at this next first person.
I'm not inviting you though.
Zemi, what have you been playing, man? What you been into?
Dude, I've been playing everything. I've been playing the one of the greatest shooters to ever be a shooter, Counter-Strike.
I thought you were gonna say Blood. I thought you were gonna say that Wolfenstein game. I was about to leave the lobby.
No. Yeah, we played. Me and Mac, we made a mistake. And I think it's really important because we all make mistakes, and to acknowledge that, I think takes a lot of Anyway, yeah, me and Mac, we played Wolfenstein Youngblood, and it was tough. It was
the first
hard.
mission. It was just a mission, but select. You select the mission, it goes right, and then the second time you go on a mission, you do a mission, then you got to jump to this mission, jump to that mission, jump to this mission, then go back to the same spot and kill the same people over and over. Yeah, it's a horrible destiny.
With our freak.
It's awful.
And then they kept calling you the sisters, or oh, you sisters, bro, I'm not a fucking girl, bro. Yeah, hey,
Mac, you're my sis. You're my
Daddy
sis.
would be so proud.
I was so
sorry.
Listen, Wolfenstein has been great, but that game needs to be thrown in the bonfire of bonfires. Okay, go ahead. Cindy, my bad.
I've also been playing.
Obnoxious. Go ahead. Sorry.
I've also been playing Elder Scrolls Online because the Jubilee kind of thing, the anniversary that they have every year for the Jubilee where you get extra XP, that came out, and then the new DLC for that game, Necrom, comes out in June. So I was just kind of preparing and doing all that good stuff. And then earlier today, I was playing some Star Wars Battlefront 2, flying around in my spaceship. Played as Yoda, shot a bunch of people, killed them. It was great times.
Dude, okay, I almost made the thumbnail Battlefront 3, what could have been, because there was a tweet today about from the dev that said that Battlefront 3 was 2 yards away from being complete. And
98% done.
Bro,
yeah.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for the Valve fans that want Half-Life 3 or they want Left 4 Dead 3, because I want a freaking Star Wars Battlefront 3. I've been waiting for it. It feels like my entire life, but it's I remember playing the OG games back in the day, and they're so good. They hit so well.
Galactic Conquest, bro, with your friends. God, that was the best.
Yeah, dude, it was the best part of the game, and EA didn't put it into Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2, the redos of those. And I don't know if we're ever gonna get a Battlefront 3 at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw a meme about that on Twitter. You guys know that meme where the child is coming into the pool with their mom, and then there's a kid drowning, and the skeleton at the bottom? So the kid coming in was Battlefield 2042, the kid drowning was Battlefront 3, and the skeleton at the bottom was Titanfall 3. I'm like, oh god. It's oof. This is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Like, yeah, like Battlefront
So-
3 was 98% done, and Titanfall fans are suffering over here. They're never going to get a third entry either.
I guess what I'm trying to say is EA can't count to 3. Is really what I'm just trying to say here.
You think EA can't count to
You're
3?
going
What about
to-
Bethesda?
you're going to- No. Listen, EA, because the Jedi series planned as a trilogy. The first one made boo-goo bucks, big money from Fallen Order. Second
At
one
least
is
Dead
gonna
Space
make.
made it to 3.
Second one is gonna make even bigger money. I already know it. That one's gonna set some records. Records for the Jedi games out of 2. And
DeMarco,
third one is gonna happen. What?
besides Elder Scrolls 3 and Fallout 3, can you name another Bethesda franchise that made it to 3?
Wolfenstein Youngblood is technically the third.
That's not 3 though. That's not
But it
That's
is.
not
It's
3.
the
No, it's
third.
not.
Yeah, but it's the third.
That is not third.
If you
No.
played it, you say it wasn't 3. Let me just tell you that.
No,
I'll
but
defend him.
you're asking, has a game made it to 3? Yes, Wolfenstein 3. But
I'm
what
not
about,
saying a spin-off. I'm saying with the
number?
number 3.
Yeah,
the
but then what
number
does that
3.
make?
Half-Life's
is
got like
Dragon
10
Age-
games.
What is Mass Effect Andromeda or Dragon Age Inquisition? Is that Dragon Age 4?
Wait, hold up,
still
hold
not
up.
Dragon
Did you
Age 4, 'cause
just
there's
wait
no
a minute?
4
Did you
in
say
it.
Mass Effect 1, 2, then Andromeda?
No, 1, 2, Andromeda.
You're missing 3, by the way.
Yeah, you're missing
We're
3.
just missing
You're
3.
missing 3.
Yeah, but
There's-
doesn't
there's-
Andromeda takes place?
No, there's a Mass
I'm
Effect
just saying
3.
the point. It
You're
doesn't have, it doesn't have no, listen. You're missing my point. My point is that they don't have numbers in them. Ergo, they don't count as whatever number they're supposed to be.
I see. I completely
No.
understand what you're saying. Look,
Wolfenstein
look,
Youngblood doesn't have 3 in the title,
Dragon
therefore
Age-
it never can be Wolfenstein 3.
No, but
Yeah.
no, because
Dragon Age
DeMarco, here's
Inquisition.
why.
Halo
Here
Reach
is why.
is not Halo 4.
Assassin's Creed is a good example. There was 1, then there was 2,
Yeah.
then there was Brotherhood, Revelations, and then 3. So no,
Yeah.
it's not 3.
What about
Wolfenstein
Halo?
Youngblood, it's
Halo,
not 3.
What about Halo? You got Halo 1, 2, 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5, and then Infinite. Like, we got a
Yeah.
bunch going on there, too.
And
so
then
there's not...
Far
Far
Maybe
Cry
one day we'll
1,
get Halo
2,
6.
3, 4, Primal 5.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it's
you-
counterintuitive. Is Watch
you're
Dogs
saying-
Legion Watch Dogs 3?
If
Listen,
it doesn't
hang
have
on.
a 3, it's not it. I'm sorry.
It's not
on.
3, no.
Hang
Yeah,
on.
Bethesda
Calm
doesn't
down.
know how to count to 3. There's no
Let's
Rage
take a
3,
deep
there's no
breath.
Dishonored 3, there's no Evil Within 3.
Assassin, you need to calm down.
He's about to kill somebody, bro. DeMarco's about to
He
die.
starts, he starts breaking down crying. He's like, "Listen, I was 3 years old. My father left me on the 3rd of March."
Assassin's we're gonna end the show and the Assassin's like, we'll enjoy your one time as a panel member today, motherfucker.
It's like,
No, I like
everyone
DeMarco
cry.
a lot. Like, bro, there's instances
listen,
where
I
it's
was
not
just-
3.
Okay, no,
You
I
listen,
understand what you're
I
saying,
am a
Marco.
man. I am a man that prides himself on his ability to admit when he's wrong, and you make good arguments about Assassin's Creed and Halo.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
So,
sir. I
Here's what,
appreciate
Thank
here's
you.
what,
I'll
here's
agree
what
with
I've been
that.
trying to say for the past 5 minutes. Every iteration of a third
Anyway,
game
so
from-
I just think.
Thank you. Let's talk about this.
No, please
Yeah, no.
continue.
Oh, God.
Titanfall 3 didn't make it. But if you look at what happened with technically Dragon Age Inquisition, which, mixed, a little bit mixed. But Dead Space 3, when it came out, everyone just hated it, which I don't know why. I'm kidding. I know why. I love the game. But
Bro.
what else was I gonna say? Youngblood, the third entry, is what I think you were saying, like the third entry, whatever, fourth entry.
Oh, hold on. I have to call this out. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Wayne Gretzky Hockey got 3 games.
Oh shit! Damn. Did it say number 3 though, or was it?
Allen
Yes, it
Iverson
does.
was
It
the
says
first
Wayne-
cover.
It says Wayne Gretzky Hockey 3.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Sassy.
fine. Yeah, that's
Damn.
great.
Damn. Perfect.
All
What was
right,
that?
fine.
What was
Bethesda
that,
has
9-
3 franchises that made it
1992
to
to
3.
95?
What about Doom? What about Doom 3 as well?
Yeah, that's technically it, but
That was in software before
Yeah, that was
Bethesda came
copy.
involved.
That was copy and paste. That's all that was. No, it's like I'm actually
totally
looking
get
at
you.
Doom 3 on my games, by the way.
Wait a minute.
Doom
The
3.
current Doom hasn't even the current Doom lineup hasn't even got to 2 yet. Not
Yes, it
just
has.
Doom and Doom Eternal.
We're talking
Not the
about old
modern
school.
Dooms.
We're talking about like 1991.
No, I'm talking about modern. I know the old
Yeah,
school
we're-
got
no,
to
I'm-
2
I'm
and 3.
just-
I'm
I'm
talking
just
about the
trying to-
current.
I'm just trying to poke holes and
Here's a real question. So whenever Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, because it's 6, is that the second 3 that they did, or do we not count that?
Okay,
No,
I have
we
a
don't
headache
count that.
now.
We don't count
Yeah.
that. We don't count that. That's 6.
Wait a
As
minute.
long as
So
they get
if Fallout-
if they get past 3, they normally go to 4. But see, the thing
Yeah.
is, gaming companies have a problem to get to 3. And that's the.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rage 2, Portal 3, Half-Life 3. We'll keep going because I can keep fucking naming about 300 more of them. Literally,
Anyway.
with 300. Get it? 3.
we'll be
3,
here for
3.
a while.
Let's stay on target here. So anyway, DeMarco, what have you been playing?
Don't say Fallout 3.
I was like, he's gonna say. I can see it that he's thinking of a 3. I knew it. I knew it.
I was waiting for Fallout 3 is what I was waiting
Wow,
for.
Wolf, you know me so well.
Yeah.
No, I've been playing Risk of Rain 2,
Oh,
actually.
are you excited for the third one?
It's fun.
No, they're not. So Risk of Rain 2 is a small. We'll see if we get a third.
Such,
But
such a great game. Such a great
Risk of
game.
Rain, actually.
Yes, love it. Love it. It's the only dungeon crawler game. I've literally talked about this, I think, with you on the show. I hate rogue games. That's literally one of the only ones that I would like to play more because it's so fun, man. It's like just the ending. It's only like 4 or 5 bosses, but there's like 10 different ways you can end the thing if you know about it. It's crazy, yeah.
And there's all like it's just a very fun because it's the best way I can explain it, and this isn't doing it justice at all, to be honest. But like one of the more promotional things for Vampire Survivors was that you are the bullet hell in that game, and that's kind of what Risk of Rain 2 lets you do, where you get so many power-ups, you're dealing oodles amount of damage, you have, I don't know, 8, 9 different heroes or characters that you can play as, all completely different from one another, and you know, wacky abilities the whole way through, so it's a lot of fun. I've been doing that. A little bit of Darkest Dungeon 2 because they're coming up to their 1.0, or they just had their 1.0 release, one or the other, I can't remember which. But I'm a huge fan of Darkest Dungeon. I really like indie games, if that's not going to become clear very quickly. And I just started No Man's Sky as well, but that I'm probably going to drop pretty quickly, to be honest. It's not gripping me.
Yeah, delete it.
I figured let me get into the Starfield mood, like go out, you know, fly to different planets and do all that stuff and the exploration, and it's not gripping me. You know, the fact that I have to learn 4 different languages, 1 word at a time to understand what the things are saying, it doesn't interest me too much. And my AI telling me technology recharged every 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you're like, and then you got to sprint with the right stick. What the fuck? Yeah.
Well, not on PC, but
Shit. Yeah, I don't want to go on the tangent. No Man's Sky. It's a game.
So yeah,
But-
Risk of Rain 2 mostly.
Gotcha. Excellent. And I've been trying to catch up on my backlog. Trying to play San Andreas is a long ass game. Fuck, man.
So
That
good
game-
though. So good though.
Yeah, it's good, but gee willikers, Batman. It's a long game. Sorry. Trying to get shout out to everyone in chat. I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being here each and every week. I know it's a cliche thing to say. Put yourself in our shoes or my shoes if you can find them. It's seriously, there a lot of work goes into this, and it just means so much. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but it's a cliche for a reason. It's a real thing. So thank you guys for being here. Share it out on Twitter if you can. That'd be awesome. That'd be super helpful. And it looks like everyone's already hit the like button. So thank you guys so much.
Can I address some comments while you're looking at chat?
Please?
I am a huge, because I see them saying, oh, imagine forgetting Mass Effect 3. I didn't forget Mass Effect 3. I'm a huge Mass Effect. I have the thing right there. I have the Steelbook over there. I know Mass Effect like the back of my hand. But I was just trying to make the point of, because it doesn't have a number. And technically, what I was getting at was that Mass Effect Andromeda is, in timeline, it's the third. Yeah, it's the third in terms of, like...
No, it's not, because they travel 600 years to get to Andromeda.
But it is.
No, but like
it's
the beginning of the game takes place between 2 and 3.
Jesus, here we go again.
No, like the beginning of the game takes place whenever you land into the Helios cluster. Now, you get a cutscene from like the very beginning kind of explaining everything, but the actual part of the game where you're playing begins right whenever you enter into like the Helios cluster.
Yeah. No,
you wake up from cryo.
We're saying the same thing, just like this, but like...
And Assassin's like, I don't care about anything. And I totally get what you're saying. You're saying
Thank
like
you, Red.
in like because I read all the comics, for example, and there are things that take place, like the initial story takes place in between certain events, and they may end somewhere else, like after 3, and like that's how if you read the comics of Mass Effect, you understand, or anything for that matter. I get what you're saying, like. It didn't take place after 3 because in the world of Andromeda, 3 doesn't really happen for them, essentially, because they're not there. I get what you're both saying, and I love you both.
That's one way of putting it. But either way, the fact that it doesn't have... The argument was that it doesn't have a number, so therefore is not part of the numbers. Anyway, that's it. Mac is losing his mind.
Yeah. Red Dead. Shout out to Red Dead Panda in the chat. She's awesome. She says, "Yep, that is a tragedy. That is a tragedy for getting Mass Effect 3. It's the end on Commander Shepard's story. Is it though? Is it? Okay. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Not.
RPG what? I don't know. We'll talk about that. Or no, we already did talk about that. That's what I meant.
Yeah, we
Check out
did.
RPG What
Yeah.
podcast. That link is in the description below. Is it? Oh my god, it is. It will be. Anyway, actually, click on his name in the chat. Actually, post the channel down in chat if you can, Zemi.
Yeah, I will.
RPG What podcast. We did a whole breakdown about what's to come for Mass Effect 4 or 5 or whatever. It's gonna be 4. But anyway, so. All right, perfect. And I am done talking about things that I have talked about. So let's get into this spicy, sexy stuff here. Let's just get this one out of the way. So Call of Duty, oh man, Call of Duty is adding pay-to-win cosmetics. And who's the most comfortable breaking this down? Because I know what it is, but I don't actually have the thing in front of me.
I could break it down. I could break it down a bare minimum because I only know about a bare minimum, but I'm probably the one that knows the most about it.
Okay.
So long story short, they have, the store. They have you could buy like bundles and shit. Normally it's just cosmetic stuff, but in one of the bundles it says it's like pro something bundle. I don't fucking know the actual name to it, but if you read the bottom of the description on everything, you go over it. It says you start with 2 chess pieces, which is if you played DMZ or you played Warzone, you start with in Warzone you start with 2, but in DMZ you start with none. So in reality, if you buy that bundle, it gives you 2 to start off with. Now, what if somebody that doesn't play the game doesn't have that bundle? They start off, you guys spawn near each other, you both pick a gun up, but he has an advantage because he paid for this bundle. There's something else that's like it makes you regen faster, something stupid. It's unnecessary shit. I can actually pull it up real quick.
While you pull up the exact things, I could say the important context here too is that it's specific to the extraction mode, where the whole thing is about whole thing is about getting out with the loot that you can. So if people have less consequences to dying because they're able to, one of them is more inventory slots, one of them was the plate armor. So you can get out with less consequence of losing things versus everybody else who's not paying for it. It's pay to win mechanics is the bottom line. And thankfully it seems like people are saying no to it and they're really standing up against it, but it is 1,000% Activision trying to toe the line of saying that is this okay? You guys will buy this? And then people go, no, we're not going to buy this. And go, no, that's fine. We messed up. Sorry. We heard the feedback, and then they take it back. But they're trying to see how much they can get away with their players to find out what's acceptable. Because, 10 years ago, this would not be tolerated. And now the fact that it wouldn't even be thought to be put in a game. Or maybe I have to go back a little bit further than 10. But now it's... now they're seeing if they could get away with it. And they shouldn't. Nobody should be able to accept this.
Ridiculous. It should not be in a game like we just talked about this earlier. That pay to win asset it needs to be out of video games. There should be because I'm not trying to down anybody and I'm not going to but not everybody has thousands of dollars to just blow on video games. Some people have a family and they only got like $200 extra, $300 extra a month. So they have to save up a month or two just to buy a game. And for some douchebag that lives at his mom's house and he doesn't have to pay no bills, he's literally probably cashing $5,000 in a month he could blow money like that because his mom's probably not charging him as much. Somebody that has a family thing. I'm not bashing anybody on either side, but it's just the case. It should not be that because not everybody has the funds to put themselves in that situation. I'm looking for the pack now. Give me a second.
It's wild to me that Activision is even trying this. It baffles me to an extent because you'd think that companies would know that this type of thing is not okay, but they do it anyway. They say, but
did they take?
What if it is okay?
I actually think they took it out. I actually don't think it's in here no more. I'm looking through the store and I do not see it. I'm gonna scroll down and see it. Let's see if this is it. Yeah, I think they actually took it out, but I'm gonna look a little bit more just to make sure that I'm not, just maybe overlooking it. I thought it was called like the Tracker Pack or something like that, but it doesn't look like it's up here no more.
Yeah, it was something like you get like a UAV for free, like you just get it or something like that. I don't know. I just saw like
one of them, as we said, one of them was a backpack upgrade, so you have extra inventory slots, which for an extraction mode is crucial. Because normally you have to spend time. You have to spend time finding that, and you just have it now. So now you can, or one of them came with a UAV. So you spawn
I've seen that.
You spawn in with the UAV while everyone's trying to find things and trying to get their feet off the ground, and you just go boop, and now you can see wherever. And anybody who's played Call of Duty knows how invaluable UAVs can be, especially
mainly as early in a game like that. Yeah, imagine you spawn in with one. Oh, look, let me spawn into a team deathmatch. Now I know that 3 guys are going this way and 3 guys are going this way, and they're just going, oh, let me pick this up, and you're over here just blasting them because they don't know where you're at. So
you're putting in those types of rewards for pay to win. The Call of Duty community is not accepting it. No news outlets are talking about this positively at all, which is good. Like, people need to speak about how this isn't okay, because if it gets away here, it's going to keep creeping into games more and more.
It does look like they took it out because I don't see it. I went through everything and I went through them twice, and it is. So maybe they listened, or maybe they just act like they took it away. Yeah,
they listened.
They just took it off because they know that they got bashed for it. Yeah, but what if the people that paid for it already are going to have it? So let's say the 10,000 people that decided to buy it already have it. So now they have an advantage. No matter what, they can't take that back. They can't refund it. They're not. Let me rephrase myself. They're not going to refund it because it's money, and it might only have been $25, but at 10,000 people at $25 a piece, that's a pretty good amount of money to just be like, yeah, we're going to give you your money back. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, I don't mind like the cosmetic stuff, like the tracer rounds and shit where you shoot and it's purple, or like there's an Easter bunny when you kill a person, they blow up as like a bunch of Easter eggs. Like, that's cool, but anything to do with any of that shit, hell no. Like, no. Yeah, I'm double checking again. I'm baffled they actually had it up there. They must have just took it away today too, because it was literally there Sunday night when I looked at it, and I was like, wow. That's me and Gango were playing. You don't know him, DeMarco, but our buddy Gango was playing. I was like, wow, they really have this? And he goes, yeah, it's some bullshit. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Looks like that's why I don't play DMZ anyway, because I don't really care for it. But anybody that likes that game mode can be really pissed off about that. So, yeah. I don't know.
Well, so, Assassin, what are you playing right now?
Didn't we already have this conversation?
No, right now. Like, what are you playing? What are you playing?
I'm not playing anything at the moment.
Okay. I see you.
I'm not. Wait, are you asking what I'm playing in general, or am I playing while we're talking?
What are you playing? Are you playing something at this very moment? Like, are you pulling a Bushido?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was using my controller. I was using my controller for the Call of Duty thing.
No,
so you might have heard that.
I didn't hear anything.
I have not been playing at all. So, Red, which one are you asking me about?
It's fine.
Like, what am I playing in general?
I trust you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so do you have any thoughts? Did you say something? Does anyone?
No, I have not. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna agree with. I don't remember if it was DeMarco or Zemi who said this, but I'm gonna emphasize this a little bit more. Do not give them an inch because they will take a mile. I'm glad that the Call of Duty community is not accepting this. I'm glad that the gaming media is not accepting this. In my opinion, the gamers, the critics, and the developers who implemented microtransactions, loot boxes, season passes, they've been milking us dry. We have not been standing up against these practices for years. I'm including myself in that. I have failed to stand up against these practices as well. You guys know I play Rainbow Six Siege a lot. I buy the cosmetics on that game alone. Each one is like $15. I know I have a problem. But I am glad to see that we are going to see a lot more pushback against practices like this. We've seen other publishers in the past, like Microsoft even, with Halo Infinite. We saw the Halo community didn't tolerate it. And afterwards 343 implemented changes for the cosmetic store. I don't know how much it's improved. Mac, you'd be the one to tell me. But no publisher is innocent in this. I'm already anticipating in a couple years when Sony releases their 10 live service games or whatever. I already know that at least one or two of them is going to have some of these practices in general. Maybe the Last of Us factions might have this problem. We know EA and Activision and Ubisoft are terrible at this. We saw Capcom recently. Mac, you mentioned the pay-to-win in the Mercenaries mode for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Square Enix, is there a game under Square Enix that has pay-to-win cosmetics or advantages at all? Did any of you play any?
I'm sure if you give me a second, I can think of one, because I'm sure every company has one. It's just what it is.
Everybody, yes.
It just makes it. I mean, I don't know. See, Square Enix is more of a RPG kind of build. I don't know, maybe
Warner Brothers is the same way.
What about Final Fantasy 14? Did Final Fantasy 14 have any of that shit in there?
I don't think so. I haven't heard.
I never played it, so.
I haven't heard any outrage about Final Fantasy 14 in particular, but WB, we saw that with Mortal Kombat 11 when people were upset about the either grind for cosmetics or pay to actually get the cosmetics. So, like I said, no company is innocent in this, but I welcome the ones that change their mind relatively quickly, like Microsoft did with Halo, and you guys know what I mean. This is not something I agree with. Paying for cosmetics is one thing, but paying to win in a multiplayer shooter where skill should be the thing that you should be honing in, not how you look. I remember a video, I don't remember who did it, but they said that the reason that the OG Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty games were so successful was not because of how the game played and the campaigns that came along with it. It's the fact that when you played the multiplayer, when you see a Spartan in Halo 3, you guys can correct me on this if I'm wrong, if you see a certain Spartan helmet or a certain charm, you know that player had to have done something to get it. They didn't pay to get it. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 3, if you see a certain amount of stars, if you see a certain amount of badges in Call of Duty, you know that player had to do something skill-wise in order to get it. They didn't pay for it. That's how gaming should be. When you see somebody with something like, hey, I kind of like how you look, how did you get it? And then they tell you, oh, well, I had to play like 200 matches. And I had to win like 100 of those. And then I got this cool badge.
We have one game I'm looking right now, and it's Marvel. Something to do with Marvel Avengers. Something to do with the hero fragments or something like that. And they took it away almost as soon as they could. But it wasn't like a big mechanic. It wasn't something. It was like kind of like the Resident Evil thing, where it was something so small, or but it like somebody still would think, hey, this is giving me an advantage, I'm going to take it. Outside of that, I don't see anything else. I mean, most of their games are like single player games. None of them, they're not really multiplayer. You don't, like I said, Final Fantasy 14 and 11 would be the only games. And I'm sure Final Fantasy 11, I'm sure they had something in there where you could buy with money. There's no way they did it. It's an online MMO. Those games are designed for that. Like, they have to make their money anyway. So everybody knows when you buy those, that's what it is. So I don't know.
Red Dead Panda in the chat says cosmetics. If they're going to charge for them at all, then they should be at $1 a pop. Then a lot more people would buy them. Mobile in-app purchases cost that much. I think what she's saying is just if more people have access to them, maybe it would be a little more understandable. But when you're charging $20 for this, for to cheat, basically. Not everyone's gonna have $20, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Zemi, you haven't really talked at all. I'm sorry, I'm pulling a.
No,
I'm not gonna say
I
who.
haven't. I wanted to hear everyone else's opinions. That way, I can form the best one. You know what I mean?
Go. You're absorbing.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
no,
Go ahead.
I'll say, microtransactions have been controversial ever since they were first implemented in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, horse armor.
So it's Bethesda's fault.
Horse
Good to
cock.
know.
I don't know if they really were the first ones to implement it, but I don't know.
RuneScape is one of them. RuneScape and World of Warcraft are pretty much one of them, if you think about it. Like, I remember when you had back, my bad, Zamy, I'm interrupting you, but
No, you're
RuneScape
good.
had money. You went on a site and fucking paid for money. Like, and they didn't even stop it. They let it happen. It was like, I don't know.
Those are free to pay.
Yeah.
Free to pay. Oh my god.
They are, but they are free to play. So World of Warcraft wasn't a free to play game back in the early days, and RuneScape was free to play, but it was dog shit on free to play. So only people that only didn't own a PC pretty much have free to play. Anybody that played that game constantly paid for the freaking $3 a month subscription back then in that days. Okay, Zimmy, my bad, buddy.
No,
Yeah,
you're
that's
good.
why I wasn't laughing. He said free to pay.
Yeah.
Free to pay.
Yeah, my second Freudian.
You are free to pay. You can pay whatever you want. You want to give me $20?
Exactly.
I'll take $20. Oh, you want to pay? You want to pay $100? You want to pay $100? I'll take $100. You give me $100. I give you red.
No,
You want red?
Give me red.
You
Every
want
time
red?
I hear the word red, I said this. Speaking of which, on Panda Show on Elite Gaming Guru on their show, every time I hear someone say red, I'm like it is like so ingrained in my mind now. It's so weird. So just now when you said I gave you red, I was like, what do you mean?
Yes,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
no. I'm using the AI algorithm to
You got
put in
me.
what the
Nailed me.
microtransaction you want.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Anyway, I'm sorry, Zemi, please.
No,
Stop.
you're good. No, but microtransactions have kind of always been controversial. They're always going to be controversial. But, as gamers, there's certain things that you can get away with, right? Like, you can get away with charging $20 for a skin, right? Fortnite does it, Halo does it, right? A bunch of other games do it, right? You can get away even with having pay to win in a single player game, but adding pay to win, in a multiplayer game, that's really where the line has kind of always been drawn. You do not step over that, and if you do, you're going to be put in your place. And I think that that's just kind of what we're seeing here with the whole idea of being able to get extra inventory space, radars, plates, which give you more armor for your character. It's why would, and as a game developer, why would you actually want to put that into your game? Because
They
what
don't.
that's going to do,
It's not their decision. That's
well,
important to know.
even as a publisher, right? Why would you want that to go into the game? Because short
Money.
term you're going to make some good profit, but long term you're going to kill off your game because people aren't going. There's going to be a large group of people that either A, can't afford to buy that upgrade, or B, just fundamentally disagree with it.
I can
and
tell you why.
And then they can't continue playing the game because they're at a disadvantage.
For the same reason that Bethesda had a horse armor. Money.
No. It's different. With the multiplayer game, adding these types of things is because you have to keep in mind the people who are making these decisions, and the people who are making these decisions are the folks who are at the top, and they're not looking at what players like. They're not reading IGN. They're looking at their spreadsheets. They're looking at their numbers, and they see plus X amount of dollars profit, and they go, "Ooh, good, yes, more of that." And so these people are not in touch with their community whatsoever, and even the ones that pretend to be in touch with their community, they're not in touch with their community. What they're in touch with is their shareholders.
But you would imagine that they could comprehend that, yes, short term they're going to make some good money, but long term they're going to be killing off their player base.
Doesn't matter, because they are getting that short-term money. Because keep in mind, the people who are spending money it's not you, it's not me, it's not Red or Mac or Assassin, it's the whales. Because you have one guy who goes in and spends $3,000.
But if the player base drops significantly because people
doesn't matter, you still have, because
those whales aren't going to spend money on the game that no one's wanting to play.
The one player. Well, at that point, if you're talking about a thing like Call of Duty, it's important to mention that they have another one out next year, and everybody will come back anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
But so that's one thing to consider. But that player that's spending, that whale that's spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on these microtransactions is worth 30, 40,
Diablo
50. It's
Immortal.
worth infinite more of me. because I've never bought a microtransaction from a store ever. I've never paid. That whale is worth infinite amounts of me as a player. Infinite amounts. If you've bought Assassin's bought one $15 skin, let's just say it's the one. I don't know if it's more in Rainbow Six Siege. That 3-4 grand spending whale is worth how many more times than Assassin?
30, DeMarco.
$30? Okay.
No, it's about 30 of them.
30 $15 skins.
It's about 200 actually. It's
I will
That's 450.
You're talking about Siege though, right? Because I will say one thing that Siege does really, really well is they do give you a good amount of like the in-game credits to actually just by playing the game, you can buy new skins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if you play a couple of hours every day for a week, you're gonna probably have enough credits just to get a brand new skin, right? And
not to mention,
playing the
same
game
with boosters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that Siege does really, really well. Like, I think that a lot of games should definitely model their microtransactions off of, like, what Siege does.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a good discussion. I like the debate there. Or just discussion. We're all just friends here. So, Assassin needs you to calm down and stop being so antagonistic. But
what the heck?
I'm kidding. Speaking of antagonistic, so Suicide Squad. Lesh,
That's a good segue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll just say this because Suicide Squad gets delayed to February 2nd, 2024. That's 8 months. Now the thing is, I'm not the thing that the majority of people from people I've talked to, people that I follow, people that I've made videos and reported on it. The issue with the game wasn't only the sort of the Avengers style loot and stuff like that. That was really weird. But I feel like that would have all been totally digestible by the fan base of DC in general if the combat wasn't cracked down in the DC universe.
They needed 8 months to make the purple canker swords that you're shooting bigger.
On the tanks, exactly right.
They needed bigger ones. They weren't. They need 8 months to make them bigger.
They had the director sitting there being like, more veins, and they're like, sir, please bring in money. He's like, get the fucking game out. So anyway, that's what truly happened. But in 8 months, nothing fundamentally about the game is going to change as far as what people want. Technically, what I mean, and I don't mean technically, I mean the word technically, what it means. They're not going to change that. So I think what they're going to try to do is alleviate some of the worries that people had with the monetization or just the lootiness of the game being so grindy, and just take that away a little bit. They are not going to fundamentally change the game. They didn't have a plan B with what do people hate this? We have this other slice of the game, the combat. The game is essentially, I'm not saying like it's done, but you know what I mean. They have the foundation of the game there. I would say it's 85-90% done. They were comfortable enough to show it, and people were not happy. So that's my take. What do you guys think? Zemi, what do you think about this? Are you a fan of Suicide Squad? Do you like this?
I'm not gonna play the game, so
Okay.
no, probably not. I mean, I like the Suicide Squad movies, but I mean, it still kind of makes me scratch my head. Why did they make the game after the Suicide Squad? Because I think for at least game wise, ideally you're gonna want casual superhero fans to buy this game, and I don't know if like the casuals have that deep of a emotional connection to the characters that are a part of Suicide Squad. Where they're going to be going out and purchasing this game, which at the end of the day, it's a business. You need people to buy it, right? I think going with like a superhero like Superman or Wonder Woman or Batman again would have been a better idea. As far as like the whole delay, I mean, they're not going to be able to make any big changes. Like that's just not how game development works. They're all of like the big major critiques that a lot of people have about this game, they're not going to be able to fix. My guess is that they discovered that they needed a little bit more polish. Maybe they found some pretty major glitches that they just need to iron out before the game comes out. And, that could have possibly been done in like a 3-month 3-month delay or whatever. But Diablo's coming out, Starfield's coming out, Final Fantasy, so many major hitters are coming out, and you definitely don't want to put Suicide Squad against any of those because it's just going to lose. So throwing it into a February spot where typically, historically, not a ton of games really go there, I think makes sense. But I don't know, man. Just looking at this game and just hearing public sentiment, I think this game's probably going to fail. I think it's going to probably flop. And I don't know what they could do to change that. Maybe throw it into some game services might help get more eyes on it and get people more willing to jump in and play rather than dropping $60, $70 for it.
DeMarco, Suicide Squad, are you yay, nay?
Yeah, no, this one hits close to home for me. I mean, I was the person who was like tearing up when they had the tribute to Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Red both cried too when we saw that at the Game Awards.
So and the Arkham trilogy is, I'll flip flop between a couple of different like game series, but the Arkham trilogy is one of my favorite series of games of all time. So getting a sequel to that where it answers like, I mean, even the simple answer of the confirmation that yes, not that I really needed it because we kind of already knew, but yeah, Bruce Wayne is alive. Like he was using the fear toxin or whatever at the end of Arkham Knight, like things like that. And the thing that upsets me the most is you can see the glimpses. I'll get to the delay part of it, but you can see the glimpses of like Rocksteady's brilliance in specifically some of the story moments that they showcased in the gameplay showcase, the gameplay trailer. And those moments go, oh, this is interesting. Okay, Lex Luthor's here. Like, you have Gizmo from Teen Titans. Like, that's pretty sick. And they're showing their interactions. You have, even, I know it's not that much, but you have not really cringy writing in those little moments that makes me go, okay, cool. Like, nice. I'm digging this. And Red, you put it. I'm glad that you said that they're not going to be able to change the fundamentals of the gameplay whatsoever in 8 months.
Yeah,
it's just not going to. I think you hit the nail on the head with the grindiness. Personally, I'm sure to your point, Zemi, that there was absolutely bugs and stuff that need to get polished, especially for a primarily co-op title. That's always going to be the case, right? I can't remember the last time we got a polished co-op experience, but Call of Gotham Knights. But the gameplay loop doesn't look fun. It doesn't look fun to shoot gigantic purple blisters everywhere across the screen. When I think of Captain Boomerang, I don't think of, hey, wielding a light machine gun. Maybe in 8 months they could fine-tune where King Shark isn't running around with the same exact weapons that Harley Quinn is running around with, and he's more melee focused and more of a brute brawler type character. Maybe that's something they can implement to make the characters feel more diverse. I would love to see those kinds of changes. I will say there was a report from, I believe it was Jason Schreier that came out, where he spoke to some devs internally and they said, we do think we have a good game here. So internally, the developers at Rocksteady are confident in what they're making. And I want to trust them. But not based on what I see.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hope, the biggest hope, what you said, Red 2, is the grindiness. If there is any type of grindiness due to the stores and the 5 currencies and all the microtransactions, and that means you got to spend, no. Go home. You're drunk. Get out of here.
Give me your keys. You're drunk. Give me your keys. Go. Stop it. Stop this. Give me your keys.
So
I agree. Yeah.
but the story. I'm sure the story is going to be incredible.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing.
Which
I'm excited about that. But fuck. Speaking of that. Sorry, Assassin. Sorry, that was not. I apologize. Assassin.
Like DeMarco, this one hurts close to home, and in order to answer this question, I gotta ask you guys a question. What hurts more? Seeing and knowing that one of your favorite developers and studios might hit hard, or not knowing it's happening, and you get the game on launch and it happens? What hurts more?
Well, as John
Both?
Mayer once said,
Waiting is the hardest part.
that's not John Mayer, but that is a song, and I think that is the hardest part. So thank you. Chris
So,
Petrie.
when I saw the Suicide Squad gameplay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really see much of an issue until I saw it again without the dev commentary. I'm not really too adverse to shooting the purple things over and over again. This is only just one mission. We don't really know if it's going to be the whole game where we're just going to be shooting purple things. I mean, if it is, I think we've all played enough Ubisoft games to be like, oh, yeah, we can just deal with it. We can just put it to the back of our minds. And I know that some players can't, and that's fine. But we all have to realize one thing. Every studio and publisher will always have that one game they're going to fall. We saw that with BioWare and Anthem. We saw that with Capcom, with Resident Evil 6. With Microsoft, we saw that with Halo 5. And Suicide Squad may be the game where maybe this is where Rocksteady falls from grace. We don't know. Like DeMarco, I trust the team behind it. We know what they're capable of. The Batman Arkham trilogy is also one of my favorite trilogies of all time. It's why I got into gaming in the first place.
Nice.
So Rocksteady always has a special place in my heart, no matter what. And to be fair, Zemi, Red, you guys brought up some good points that maybe they're going to change some things in terms of grinding or bugs, but according to Jess Corden, we actually know the reason why. They're not taking an extra 8 months to fix those problems. They're taking in 8 months to fix the always online components, is apparently what's the issue. So that's apparently why they're taking so much more time.
What?
Was
we
that
know-
recorded?
Yeah, Jess
Really?
Gordon actually said that on Twitter. Yeah, that's what he has heard. That it's the
Why?
always online component that they're getting rid of.
8 months.
And that's why yes.
Oh yeah,
8
here
months.
it is. Yeah.
Why was that
8
in the game? Like, did they not learn from Microsoft's mistake in 2016 that always online is not a good idea?
Redfall has this, by the way.
Arcane
too, so.
has that problem
Yeah.
too, but they also said they're getting rid of it too. But they're not delaying it for that, even though they really should. And as well for the 30 FPS, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, back to Rocksteady. Like you guys, I know the story is going to be good. I know the character development is going to be good. When I've played the Arkham trilogy, we all know the dialogue in the background, like, oh, well, at least you don't have to go into Central City, because I heard that guy over there is really fast. And, like, I've wanted to see these characters because they've been teased in the background for so long. We've known about Flash and Superman and Green Arrow and Lex Luthor. We've seen enough Easter eggs in those games to know that they exist in that universe, and Suicide Squad was our key to seeing that. It was also our key to seeing Bruce again, to have Kevin Conroy come back. And if this game does not live up to expectations, whatever expectations we all have, I'm sorry, that's just a huge disrespect to Kevin, and I hope that this game is anything but. But as of right now, if I had to rate it on the hype scale for me, I'd say it's about a 6 or 7. And that's only because I know Rocksteady's caliber, and I know how much they love the Arkhamverse. It's their child.
Yeah, man. Suicide Squad. Sorry, I'm trying to like rush through this, even though I'm American. I'm just trying to rush. Let's see here. So I guess we should just jump to a timely topic. We can save some more for next time.
Mac didn't
Minecraft
go.
Legends. Did he not? I thought he did go on about how much he hated it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. That's it. Just go ahead. You're fine. I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
I don't. Everybody's talked about everything, and just there ain't much we can really know about it. There's not enough gameplay, and
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit. I'm happy they delayed it because if it fixes any problem, it's worth it at this point. I mean, the game did not look good. At least Redfall looks good. That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
let's just go with
At
that.
least Redfall is sort of what we expected, right? That's sort of
Yeah,
the thing that you can parse
yeah.
into. Redfall wasn't, oh, it's a vampire shooter game, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just hope they don't. I just hope like Assassin said, like, you know, DeMarco said, excuse me, that I hope we don't have to just shoot pimples all day. I really just hope that's not the case.
The things I'm reading say it's just for polish. Jason Schreier said it's just for polish.
But Jez is like I know DeMarco, you don't really go on Twitter, but Jez is one of those guys. Him and Jeff Grubbs, if they say something, you gotta put a thought into that it might be true. These guys are right literally 9 out of 10 times. I get they might not say it, but these guys have inside source that's above and beyond anybody that's in the community. So, all right, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just making sure
no.
you knew that Jez is a very high. Everybody in the other 3 guys in this thing know that he's just that guy. So okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I mean, polish. What are you gonna polish? Like, I don't know. It's just like one of those things. The game, I don't know. Like I said, if you only do the same thing over and over again, the game will be dead in 3 days. Nobody will be talking about it a week after it comes out, and then it'll be on sale like Gotham Knights in a month. So,
Go ahead, Red.
So yeah, that's a game, and as a huge DC fan, I'm just like, what do I do with my hands with this thing? It sucks, man. What I really want is if they do end up continuing the Batman universe, so somehow after this they go for like Damian Wayne, or because I don't really know with the
Terry
Arkham
McGinnis.
Yeah, like that would be dope. I would love that. Or just go Batman Beyond or something. Like, I don't know, just do something with Batman, because I know we're getting Wonder Woman soon. So WB, DC games, that kind of stuff. I'm excited for if it's happening. I know Wonder Woman's happening, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump to this real quick. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Umbra just woke up, so good morning, Umbra. Hope you had a good night at the graveyard shift. I know you're the Batman of Chicago. We talked about this earlier. I see you. Look, and he's already on top of it. DC poo, Steph says. Risk it for the biscuit. What does DC stand for? Oh, I see. I'm reading backwards. That's probably why I should read the other way, like our normal person. Thank you guys for being here so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So this is more timely, so I just want to talk about this because we're sort of out of time. But Minecraft Legends and Dead Island 2, both of which are, well, I think Minecraft Legends is available now, right?
Right now.
Yeah,
Yep, it came out today.
Yeah, so there's that. And then Dead Island 2 is coming out very soon as well. This is a loaded time. So many games coming out, but the reviews are out. And Risk is asking someone to say something. I'm not sure, but Kanky Doodles. I'm not sure what he wants me to say, but anyway,
Hey.
I'm distracted. What?
He said, "Say it. Say it.
Oh,
it.
It.
Good job.
You
did it.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna get a soundboard soon. By the way, I didn't tell you guys that.
Is he talking about what does DC stand for? Is that what he's talking about?
I think he's like doing like a Batman quote.
DC stands for Detective
Comics.
By the yeah.
Yeah.
I was making sure that's what he was not talking about, but I'm guessing the Kanky Doodles. Yeah.
Ooh, just got an email. Save $100 on NFL Sunday tickets and get the lowest full season price. Oh, whoops! I just knocked everything over.
Hey, Red, are we in a hurry or something?
No, are you? Why don't you calm down? I'm sorry. This is the second time I've done that. I'm sorry.
Like, why are you being an asshole only to me? Risk it's in the chat. Why don't you be
He's
an
right
asshole to
there.
him?
I know he's right there.
He's right there.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. So
Love you, Risk it.
So these, Risk it. It was good hanging out with you last night, man. The reviews are out now. I was actually really interested in Minecraft Legends whenever I saw the reveal, because just the idea of that co-op sounded really fun. It's like a lot of people are saying like it's not what they thought it was, in a good way. Like it's what they thought it was, but it's a little bit more than that. So it sounds like people are really loving this. Am I wrong on this? The reviews are good.
I haven't looked at no review. You're talking about Legends, right?
It's a 75 on Metacritic. The critics are mixed on it.
Perfect.
I think the general consensus is that it's a really good entry to real-time strategy games for people, and because it is simplified, because Minecraft, why wouldn't it be? It's got to think about that demographic that's picking up a Minecraft title. because the RTS elements are simplified, you don't get as much depth as someone who's playing Crusader Kings or, well, I don't know if Crusader Kings is real-time strategy actually.
It's not. It's grand strategy or
Grand
4X.
strategy. Okay.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying. Some of those other big titles, you're not getting that level of depth and intricacy towards the mechanics and towards strategizing. I did watch Mr. Matty Plays review it, and he said that you could learn how to easily cheese the AI by just like doing a certain thing and then going around, and they'll all the enemies, the AI will all go to one point. You could just circle around the back super easily. So once you learn how to kind of scheme it, then you know how to scheme it. But that being said, if you've ever wanted to try real-time strategy, you need an entry point. This is a good way to do it, and it's overall fun. It's just a good time. That's what I've been hearing.
Okay.
I want to try it.
Are you interested in these things?
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, from what I saw, like the reviews look, kind of mixed. I think Assassin was saying earlier. Really and truly, like if I want to play Minecraft, I'm just gonna go play actual Minecraft, and if I want to play a strategy game, I'm probably gonna play like a grand strategy game, or maybe like I don't know, like a less intensive like Total War, possibly Age of Empires if I want to do like an RTS kind of thing. So yeah, whenever I think Minecraft, I don't think strategy, and so I think it's great that this of course adults can play any game, but this game is definitely going to attract a lot of children to it, and it's going to introduce them to a new genre, which is always fantastic. Plus, it's just another child-friendly game that's going into Game Pass, so that's great as well. But I don't really have a ton of things to say about it, really. It's not really a game that interests me.
Not your cup of cheese. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
Mac, when's the last time you played Minecraft?
This morning.
No, it's been probably about 4 years, 5 years, maybe longer.
Okay.
Just not for me.
Perfect. We're moving right along. Assassin.
Yeah, I don't.
Are you
I
gonna
don't
play?
Didn't
care
play
about this game. I'm sorry. I don't really care for RTSs that much, and adding Minecraft hasn't changed my mind. The only thing that's ever changed my mind for that is Halo Wars, and Halo Wars 2 sucked ass, so it just ruined it right there again for me. So that's my opinion about these RTS games. So
It's interesting. I've always preferred turn-based strategy. Like, I mean, Heroes of Might and Magic 2. I know that 3 is the better one. I do know, but I just grew up on 2. I absolutely love that. Even there's a game called the Lich King or something, and that one's, or Warlords, I think. That one's even older. And so I like those, or I guess Civ, a more modern turn-based. So I love those types of games, and real-time strategy. I look at things such as Warcraft, the big, massive battles of Warcraft. Those are RTSs, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Kinda. Like, are you talking about like the Total War version?
Yeah, there was a newer one that came out
yeah.
recently.
Yeah, so that's kind of a mix between turn, because whenever you're on like the big map, it's turn-based. But then whenever you go into like the battle view mode and you can move around like your troops and all that different stuff, then it's more like RTS. So it's kind of a hybrid between turn-based and RTS.
Right, yeah. So that's the kind of thing I'd always want to try, and I feel as though through Minecraft Legends I could sort of get a handle on a very, very light version of that, and then jump into something like Warhammer and enjoy that a lot more. But it's interesting to me, so...
Yeah, man. So, hey. Is anyone sick and tired of
Hey is
zombie
for
games
horses.
yet?
What are you talking about?
Because I am damn tired of it. I'm not even done with Dying Light 2, and like Dead Island comes out too little too late for me. But
The only zombie games we've had is Resident Evil and Dying Light.
zombie, I just feel like Dying Light. Maybe it is just Dying Light, and I'm projecting. I know I am. But
You
I think
are.
Dying Light just came out. Okay, and then here comes the game. The Dying Light came from the devs that broke off and made their own thing. It made it better, in my opinion, as the Canadians would say. But it just came out, and now we got Dead Island 2. I don't know. For the things that I liked about Dead Island, were sort of ported over into Dying Light. So Dead Island to me is just like not. because then I'm going to be playing Dead Island and be like, why can't I have parkour? You know what I mean? I don't know. It seems like they consolidated all the best parts from Dead Island, into the new stuff in Dying Light. And I don't know. I don't care about Dead Island 2. Is anyone... What are people saying about this? Who has the deets on the reviews?
I know the reviews just came out today. That's all I know.
Yes.
Again,
DeMarco?
74-75
Okay.
for Dead Island 2.
There you go.
Same score as Minecraft Legends.
He beat me to it. It's very mixed. A lot of people. So I think the big differentiator between Dying Light versus Dead Island, you're getting a different type of humor in Dead Island, and it's a lot more of a, I guess, brighter experience. I feel like one of the biggest weaknesses of what the fudge? These are two. They got a Dying Light. Dying Light, I think one of the big flaws is it took itself too seriously sometimes. And so, when you could take that into a much more fun setting, a lighthearted setting, a lot more color to the world, that's better. But I have personally not too much interest. I didn't have any interest when it was first announced. I didn't have much interest now. Nothing. I'd rather go play Dying Light personally. The parkour is cooler to me.
Yeah, man.
Than
Drop
some
kicking.
middling humor that sometimes lands and sometimes doesn't, like a average Marvel movie.
Yeah, Zemi, how much do you hate this?
I'm gonna wait for a sale, honestly. Yeah, I'm not gonna drop $60-$70 for oh my god.
Yep,
Dead
that
Island.
game.
Yeah,
Jesus
I got there. I
Christ.
got there eventually. It took a little bit.
Yeah.
That just shows you how much I care about this game.
Yeah.
No, I like that it's co-op, and I mean, I'm a coward. I think everyone knows that by now. I will not play any game that's even remotely scary, single player wise. And the only exception to that is co-op games. Like, I love playing kind of scary co-op games, but I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hold off until this one's on a sale. Like, I'm not gonna drop like big money for it. I have a lot of games that I would rather play right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And MacBound, what do you think?
I'm buying it tomorrow. It's gonna get paid for tomorrow, so
Shit.
I'm
Okay.
just I don't care. I'm not. Yeah, you guys know me. I'm not gonna listen to what you guys say. I'm gonna go play it myself. I mean, right now, me and
Nice.
Colt might play it. Me and Colt were talking about playing it Friday night, so it's gonna be maybe me, him, and Mag. I think are gonna play it, but I don't care. I don't care what reviews say, because people say that certain games that are good, they're like 80s and 90s, and I think they're like the shittiest game ever. It's just personal opinion, and I like Dying Light and I like Dead Island, so I literally was just playing Dead Island 1 literally like a week and a half ago, and I was having fun. I was enjoying myself on a video game finally. It took me for a while to actually get back into enjoying video games right now since Harry Potter and, well, Hogwarts Legacy, excuse me. So it was actually enjoyable, and I hope this is really good. It looks really good, so I don't care about, and it's IGN reviews that are 73. So in reality, that's like a fucking 110 because their reviews are awful 90% of the time. So, and their gameplay is even worse. So
I actively avoid and have their channel blocked. I've said it before. I just
won't-
have them don't recommend channel to me.
I won't block them because I do like to I like to listen to Ryan a little bit, like on his Unlocked podcast. I'll listen
Ryan
to
and
that
Destin,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, and Destin is on his own channel now, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I don't need to worry about IGN as much. It's rare that I go look at an IGN review and be like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And I've seen that IGN rated it like that. I don't fucking listen to them dudes. They're just, I mean, they said freaking one of my favorite games ever was like a 4, and I just was like, dude, this game's like a 9, and I don't even want to talk about it. It just irritates me. That company just doesn't. They just run by a bunch of people that just know how to write on a piece of paper and not play video games. That's what that's ran by. So, and that's why I can't stand those reviews. And Metacritic is awful. And I don't know. Reviews are just one of those things that it's hard to judge. I'll play it Friday. If I like it, I'll tell you next Tuesday. If I don't, you'll fucking know. Best believe that, because I'll tell you if it's shitty or not. So.
It's a good point. I mean, Red, both you and I think like Guardians of the Galaxy was the game of the year that came out, and that got what, like, average scores.
Yeah.
100% my game of the year for 2021, October 26th.
Yeah, I think
I mean-
that it was mine
So
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much. Yeah, I mean, if you look at
Or
that's probably the best single player game that year. It's one of them at least, and I could easily put a game of the year. I mean, I get Take Two as a Take Two that took it that year. I get Take Two was like something new. I don't. It's gonna win game of the year because it was good. It was great, but I mean, Guardians definitely should have won it too. So it's not like Elden Ring won it last year. 100% it deserved it, and no, there was Guardians definitely is one of that saying not a bad game.
Yeah,
Gives it a. They rated it a 6 or a 7. I think it was like a 6 or something like that, and it's like, I don't.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try not to let my opinions get skewed by too many reviews. I'll check them out and see what they're saying, and I'll take the best and I'll take the worst, and I'll go, okay, cool, and then I'll go from there. But a game like Dead Island 2, for me personally, and I think probably some of you feel the same. I only have limited time, and this is not one that I will probably end up spending my time on. I'd rather look forward to something like, even though Dead Island 2 is coming a lot sooner, but I'd rather save my money for something like Immortals of Aveum. And if I'm going to be playing a game that, and talk about stuff on my channel, I'd rather be focusing on time of things that I actually want to talk about a little bit more. Eventually, when it goes on sale, I might jump into it. Give it a try. When nobody's playing it.
I'm sure on Black Friday it'll be like $30, so
yeah, it's
maybe
probably
30, 35 nowadays, probably 35. So US, so.
Hell yeah, Assassin, you still awake?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good. So Riska says, "Stop being so toxic." Yeah, Assassin, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna get canceled if you don't quit. But what are you gonna be picking this up?
Well, first, let me say what I wanted to say about Minecraft Legends, because I didn't get picked on. Well, I agree with Mac. If I want to play Minecraft, I'll just go play that. Not really into RTS. It's on the back burner, like, it's not a priority, but eventually, maybe one day I'll get there. Same with Dead Island 2. Why would I want to play that when I got Dying Light 2 sitting right next to me? Like, it's neither game are my priority. It's Star Wars Jedi Survivor that's next for me.
Yeah, 100%.
And,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after that, then I have a whole month of just nothing. Maybe just Tears of the Kingdom, and that's about it.
Sorry for skipping you, by the way. I swear I swear I got.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're
No.
a really bad host.
I am. I'm really bad.
He skips me all the time. I just like calling him out on it, because then he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my son." The beach.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do. I seriously feel bad because I try to I'm listening. I'm looking at.
No, don't feel bad. I'll tease you like once in a while. Like,
Too bad.
stop.
I'm a dirty little boy. So there's that. So we talk about now, Assassin. I said we're almost out of time. We are, but I do want to, because I know this is sort of a fun little thing. Rumors. You intentionally spelled rumors like you're from the UK. You spelled it rumors. That's fine. Either way, it's right.
Excuse me.
So there are rumors coming from Inxile Entertainment and Tango GameWorks. What are these rumors? Take this away. I have to pee again.
Well, all right. First, DeMarco, East or West?
What?
Never
East.
mind. Fine. East. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, fine. So, Tango GameWorks. Apparently, it was reported by a insider. I don't know the name of the insider. I can't pronounce it. I'm not even going to try. Apparently, Tango GameWorks has a third team working on a JRPG. And they've apparently been working on it for the past couple years. So, we already know Microsoft is already the RPG shooter box again. With Halo, COD, Gears, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, the whole shebang. Does Microsoft even really need another RPG? Or do you guys think do you guys think a JRPG would be good in their first party lineup?
I think.
And it's from Tango. This is coming from Tango GameWorks that we all know for Evil Within, which hasn't gotten Evil Within 3 yet. Once again, Bethesda can't count to 3. We got Hi-Fi Rush recently, which Max says sucks, which he's free to his own opinion. and Ghostwire Tokyo, which we all are pretty much playing right now. So, we know what they're capable of, we know the type of games that they've made in the past. Would you guys be interested in a Japanese role-playing game from Tango GameWorks?
I'll just say yes. I think that Xbox definitely could use a little bit of a boost in the JRPG first party titles personally. There's not one single one that comes to mind like this is the best on as far as Xbox is concerned. So that's really my personal take on it, but I know Zemi, you have something to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not personally excited about it. I skew more towards Western role-playing games myself personally.
Fair enough.
However, it is important that Microsoft, showcases a wide variety of genres for their games and their service, which is obviously Game Pass, right? So, because of that, yeah, I mean, I think the more JRPGs that you can put in there, the better, especially right now, because there's not a tremendous amount of JRPGs. And those that we do have, all, if I'm not mistaken, are just like third-party add-ins. So for Microsoft to create its own JRPG, I think would be a really powerful statement. Not to mention that, Japan is the third largest country per global revenue in the gaming industry. That's under US and China. So, that's a big audience to try to get people to download, Game Pass. And if you have a JRPG that is only available on Xbox and PC, it makes sense, right? I mean, that's going to drive more people that live in that region to potentially get onto your service, so on and so forth. Not to mention, tons of people in America as well as Europe love JRPGs, even. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think, I definitely encourage it. And I think that that's also a big reason why a lot of people want Xbox to go and acquire a Japanese publisher. It's to get more Japanese styled games onto the platform and into Game Pass.
Red, do you agree? Do you think if Tango GameWorks could somehow magically get a JRPG on the level of like Final Fantasy or Persona, do you think that would be beneficial to them? Would you play it?
Yes, hell yeah, I would. And I think that it really speaks to how Tango, if there is any game right now that could pull off a AAA iconic new IP, it would be Tango. Everything that they've done, it has, because that is where they are culturally speaking, with their Resident Evil meets Silent Hill when it comes to Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush with its anime charm and yet having a world
rhythm
that is
action.
Yes, and then having Ghostwire Tokyo with, I feel like it's like everyone just woke up all of a sudden in a cold sweat, like that one movie, what is it? Oh, and Boondock Saints. Remember that, when the two brothers wake up at the same time in slow motion and they're all sweaty and they look over at each other and they're like, righty, we gotta kill the bastards. That's kind of how everyone just woke up thinking about Tango, and they're just like, my God, they've been amazing this whole time, but it's not until they have this sort of basket of greatness and to show and say, look at all this shit that they've been doing. Look at all this shit consistently. And I feel like it was a good thing for them to hold off on Evil Within 3, by the way, just to not have that Dead Space 3 stank. I think that taking their time on that. Ghostwire Tokyo was actually supposed to be Evil Within 3. So if anyone's going to do it, yeah, Tango, do your thing. Do the Tango.
Well, Red, I did leave out this second half of the rumor, and I didn't mean to do it intentionally. Apparently, Tango not only has a JRPG in the work, they have a new IP also in the work. We have no idea what type of game it is, but we can confirm it is not Evil Within 3 or Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Which they shouldn't rush. No pun intended. They should not rush Hi-Fi Rush, even though it was a great success. I'm sure it will get a sequel. Excuse me. I do not
All
rush
depends on John Johannes.
John Hanamanus?
John Hanamanus.
I like that.
He basically wrote that whole game, so.
Mac?
Yeah.
Would you be interested in a JRPG from Tango GameWorks? or will you just pass it off?
As long as it's not Hi-Fi Rush, I'm okay. I just didn't like Hi-Fi Rush.
I knew
yeah.
you would say this.
Dang.
I just
Dang,
want
dang.
to just make sure that everybody knows that.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
can
I don't see why
I can
not.
hear Umbra squealing in the chat.
Umbra had to play that game 5 times to enjoy it. I have not played it once. I just,
Okay.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like it just depends on where we stand on it. Is it going to be a scary JRPG? Is it going to be like a Dragon Quest type of game? Are we going to have Hi-Fi Rush looking game? Yeah, I mean, Hi-Fi Rush looks pretty good.
Oh, imagine this JRPG from Tango is like Parasite Eve from Square Enix, horror-based RPG.
Yeah, we got it. It varies on where they stand, and Tango, I mean, we'll see. So,
I mean, their take on a Dragon Quest.
Well, I'm just talking about the way
it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I love Dragon Quest. I own the last 3, so I mean, I've played the other ones, but I got this one's right here. It's weird. It's one of those things where it could be a hit and miss, and never know. When it comes down to what it really is, it just depends on scenario. What we get, what type of genre is it when it comes to the JRPG? Are we going to get a Final Fantasy, a Dragon Quest? Are we going to get a Evil Within like 12 or whatever? Because I'm sure they can't count to 3 either, so they just skip it. So, sorry, I'm just saying. Sorry, DeMarco.
I've earned it. I've earned it.
Oh, you definitely earned it. We're gonna give you 3 stars right next to your name.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm hope so, because Tango Games got a good reputation. Like, I might give Hi-Fi Rush the shit, but I just do it just to do it. It's a good game. It's still good enough that when I do find time to play it, I'll play it. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to play it. But other people would. So maybe these JRPG games that they're gonna make, maybe it might be good. So we'll see.
Plus, Mac, you never know. Maybe now you hate Hi-Fi Rush, but maybe like 5-10 years later you'll try it again and may get into it. You never know.
Like I said, and if I had to pick a genre outside of shooters, RPGs in general are just my second favorite thing. I literally just bought, like I said, Xenoblade 3 and Octopath Traveler 2 from GameStop with the buy one get one free.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I mean, it's not like that I don't like RPGs. I just don't like certain ones that are shitty, like Hi-Fi Rush.
Mm-hmm.
But carry on. Okay, all right. But
all right. So second rumor concerning Xbox. So, this is kind of a smaller one, but it's one that's of notable importance. And I found this on the gaming subreddit, and I clicked the link, and apparently we got an update from Inxile Entertainment from a former game designer, which in his bio states that one of the 2 new games from Inxile Entertainment is based on a established IP. What that means,
Evil Within 3.
That'd be funny. So, a lot of people are speculating when they say established IP. Is it from Microsoft? Is it from Bethesda? Where exactly are they going with this? Is the Steampunk Victorian RPG the one that's based on an established IP? Is the unnamed one that's smaller in size based on an established IP? A lot of people also pointed out that Inxile was tweeting out a lot of Dune-related tweets in the past couple years, so a lot of people are speculating that the established IP is Dune. Some people are speculating that now Bethesda's under Microsoft. Maybe Brian Fargo convinced Todd Howard, hey, maybe we can get the Fallout IP just for a little bit while you work on Starfield.
Yeah, New Vegas.
So, what do you guys think the established IP is? Is it from Microsoft or Bethesda? Do you think that the established IP is Project Cobalt? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Interesting.
I think it's something.
We'll go backwards. Mac, you go first.
It's definitely something, and I don't think it's a steampunk game that we're talking about. I don't think,
You think it's
that,
a smaller project?
Well, I wouldn't say smaller.
No, they said it's smaller.
Okay, well then it still can be okay. Then yes, but it could be Evil Within 3. I do think it could be. It could be a couple things. I mean, I'm being serious. After I just smarted off about it.
I can imagine Brian Fargo saying to Shinji Mikami, "You guys can't count to 3, so we're gonna do it for you."
Yeah, they're gonna 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. It's gonna be like 2.5.
I love that.
I don't know.
Oh,
It could be.
God.
No, it could be anything. I mean, it's just. We'll see. I mean, like I said, just the same thing with the JRPG game that we just talked about from the east side. I just hope it's good. I just hope it's what we want. And if it is Vegas too, my life will be complete because
That would be Obsidian, not Inxile.
I know, but Exile, somebody needs to do it, and it doesn't look like fucking Bethesda's gonna do anything, bastards. But but that's my or a remake of maybe a remaster or a remake, probably a remaster of Vegas 1. That would be great. Or yeah, so I don't know. It's just I agree though, but I'm thinking of like little hopes and dreams. Come on, Zinni, stop shaking your fucking head. Let me dream here.
I got it, bro. Dude, I know what it is, dude.
All right, what do you think it is? You better not say the Twinkie Farmer, and I'll kick your ass.
No. So it's a part of like an established franchise, right? And
yes,
it is a smaller thing, right? So it's not like a massive thing, right? That's what you said. Okay, so in Exile and Obsidian are kind of like a lot of the people that went to those two studios. They previously worked at Black Isle Studios, which are the original developers who made the Fallout series, Fallout 1 and 2. Right, and then also Tactics, but no, we don't like to talk about that one. So I think that it would be like a remaster or a remake of the very first Fallout game, which kind of very much goes into like their scope of what they know how to do really, really well. That being, that isometric kind of point of view, turn-based combat role-playing game that we see in Wasteland. Wasteland is very, very, very similar to Fallout, right? So I could possibly see them do like a remake of the very first Fallout game, or the second one, or maybe both of them at the exact same time and just release it kind of like in a bundle thing. Because
do you think that Todd Howard would be okay with that, though? Because he even mentioned he was protective of the IPs that they now make with Elder Scrolls and Fallout.
What about the Bear Tales? What about that game, too? That's another game they made, too. I forgot about that one.
What?
The Bar Tales?
Yeah, Bar Tales, yeah. That's I can remember what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think Todd Howard would be okay with it, especially if it was a remake or like a remaster kind of situation, because that's already out there, right? Like, Inxile wouldn't really be doing anything absolutely brand new. They're just remastering or remaking an older Fallout game to bring it to the, like the newer generation of people that play games. Because right now you can't play Fallout 1 or 2 on the Xbox console, right? Like if you want to play it, you have to go to PC. And then also if there's going to be a Fallout New Vegas 2, Obsidian's going to make that. When Fallout 5 happens, Bethesda's going to make that. And I absolutely would love to see a studio that has a ton of people from Black Isle, right? Studios be able to play around with the Fallout IP, which is something that a lot of the devs there are known for, right? And the only way of doing that is to either A, launch a brand new Fallout kind of series, which I don't think that they're necessarily going to do, or B, recreate the initial Fallout games, which would be a smaller project like in scope, and it's a franchise that's already established, and they have experience doing that type of work in game development with the Fallout series or with the Wasteland series.
Oh boy, 3 studios under Xbox working on Fallout. That won't get tiring at all.
The thing is if they don't start on Fallout right now, somebody, they're fucked. And we know that BGS is not doing it.
They're fucked.
They're fucked.
Obsidian's not doing it.
Think about it. It can lead into like not coming out until like 2030. I know it sounds crazy, bro, but we're already at 23. If they don't even start to get going until next year or the year after, we're looking at least another 5 fucking years before it comes out.
Unless I mean, Bethesda's grown massively.
Bro, it doesn't, bro. Game.
No,
Look how long it's taken Starfield.
What I'm saying
Todd is not going to let Fallout go into someone else's hands, even if it's inside Bethesda. He's not going to let someone work on it.
It's still under Bethesda, but Bethesda Game Studios proper has grown to so many studios. They're in Maryland, they're in Texas, they're in Germany, they're in all over the place. They're in Russia. Like they have so many studios.
Remind me again how Bethesda Austin's last game went.
Not very well.
Well, that's the thing. They've learned.
Well, that was a very different kind of experience, though.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That was sort of they were dipping their toe into something that they thought people would want, because people were asking for Fallout multiplayer forever. And if whether or not they continue to support Fallout 76 or not, it's there. You can play it. That's your Fallout. I don't think that we ever see any sort of Fallout 76 multiplayer for a long time.
Here's an important thing. Is that studio, they got experience with the creation engine, which is important. And one thing about Fallout 76 is that the stories that were told through Fallout 76, people actually said were pretty good. Now I didn't like Fallout 76. I didn't really play it that much. I gave it a try, but I didn't like it. I don't think you can hold that one game against the entire studio, if I'm being honest. They were in pretty uncharted territory, and if you were to say, okay, the fact of the matter is, they could be working on and it's entirely possible because Fallout 76 has 3 support studios now, I believe. 2 of maybe even technically, I think I have a total of 4 studios on the game, 2 of which I believe are focused on cosmetics, if I remember correctly. So you have 2 studios, but Bethesda Austin can very easily be putting in the first steps towards, well, where does it take place? Well, and with Todd Howard's oversight, of course, but where does it take place? What new mechanics can we add? How can we change up some of these things? Oh, some new creature designs, early concept artwork, and those sorts of early pre-development assets to get the ball rolling, which could lead to a sooner release. Because Todd Howard's aware of the problem with the gap between games. He's acknowledged it multiple times. Now, what they're doing about it, we don't know. He's never said what they're doing to combat it, but he knows it's a problem. So I would like to believe that something's being done. But anyway.
Yeah, well,
Obsidian's not working on a Fallout New Vegas 2. They got too much on their plate. It's not happening.
Right, and what I was going to say, because I do agree with you, but I'd slightly, just as far as the Fallout fucking F word, as far as the Fallout game goes, I think after Outer Worlds 2, maybe then they could at least put them on a Fallout game. Nothing is happening right now. No one is out there. Brian, or who is the studio head for Obsidian right now? He's been talking a lot.
Fergus Urquhart.
If you're doing New Vegas 2 from Obsidian, their next project is Avowed 2024. Let's just say,
right,
maybe
right.
2023, maybe.
Yeah,
but I don't think so.
No, it's not 2023.
I know where you're going, and I think I'm agreeing with you, and that's why I'm saying even after Outer Worlds 2, 2025, 2026 or something, then we will start to see the fruition 2028, 2029, whatever, Fallout. Because if Bethesda says, yeah, after we're done with Elder Scrolls 6, then we're going to go to a Fallout, we're not seeing Fallout until like 2040 or something. It's just not going to happen. But that's what I'm saying to Marco. Yes.
But then you get back-to-back Fallouts. You get New Vegas 2, and Bethesda's working on a Fallout game, and then Fallout comes after that.
No. I'm saying no BGS working on Fallout.
No BGS.
No BGS. They are. I say that I am hoping, and I say that they are going to give the Fallout franchise to Obsidian after Outer Worlds and Avowed comes out. I think that they're just going to say, take it. We trust you because we fucked up last time. They didn't. BGS didn't fuck up, but their freedom. Xbox is very. They are sort of out there shooting themselves in the own foot with their freedom and their hands-off approach with their studios and allowing people to just do whatever they want, which is great in a sense. But as far as the audience take on things, it's not been the criticism has been pretty well understandable when it comes to some of the decisions that studios have made. Halo Infinite being the flagship title for Xbox, and look what happened. They were so hands off with it. They just you guys know what I mean. I'm just saying that after a while, after we see Avowed come out, which should be first, and then Outer Worlds 2 shortly after, then we should start hearing rumors at least 1.5 to 2 years after about the next Fallout game from Obsidian. Because Bethesda, BGS, needs to be focused 100% on Elder Scrolls 6, especially if they're going to bring multiplayer. I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But, yeah, no, we're not.
Yo,
we're
Red.
Go there.
Red, hypothetical. Imagine Starfield comes out, if we wait another 6 years to get Elder Scrolls 6, and after that comes out, everybody's like, Fallout 5? Todd comes out and says, we're working on Starfield 2. Fallout fans just go like, what?
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
You're gonna piss Jimmy off, by the way.
Yeah, well, then we better hope that Obsidian's working on it.
No, I'm talking about the
Vegas
whole
too.
multiplayer thing with Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear that like what you guys are talking about with like the whole gap until Fallout, right? But if my theory is correct, which I think it is, but Inxile is working on like a Fallout 1, Fallout 2 kind of remake thing. And I mean, they're the perfect studio to do it for countless reasons, right? But if they are doing that, then that buys a little bit more time to get out that next Fallout game, right?
Yeah, I guess I could say that. But what do you guys think about what I said earlier? How a lot of people think that this established IP is actually Dune, not Fallout.
Yeah, but and I thought there was already a game that somebody was making Dune, so why would they make another one?
Like a Grand Strategy.
Yeah, but that one's an MMO. This one might be single player.
Oh, so, okay, that's okay. Yeah, because I remember the MMO.
Sand the game.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me about Atlas Fallen, Red. Thanks.
Atlas Fallen, what?
And you call
Atlas
yourself
Fallen.
a gamer.
See, Atlas Fallen to me, I just hope it ain't I hope it is not much like Surge, by the way. At Surge, I think it's called. I didn't care for that game as much as I liked other Dark Soul light games. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem like it. It seems like a Western Final Fantasy to me.
Well, it's made by the same people that made it, but we'll see. I got a phone call real quick. It's the wife with the. But I'll tell you guys later.
Yeah. So, Red, what do you think Inxile's established IP is? What do you think it is? Is it Fallout?
Have I convinced you?
Or is it Banjo-Kazooie?
What is the biggest? Would you say the biggest Inxile IP?
I would say
It's Wasteland. It's Wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because they went straight from. No, because back to the Todd Howard thing, saying that he's holding his titties close to his chest, or whatever. He's not gonna let anyone touch them titties. He's not gonna. It's gonna be Obsidian because they're sort of in house now, right? So we're not in house, but they are. They have touched the titties before. They have actually touched the titties, held them.
Yeah, they've talked to Todd and Pete and Ashley before at BGS.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not. And Wasteland 4...
So not Fallout.
No, not for Inxile. I feel like Brian Fargo has said before that that they're sort of glad that they've moved away from it. Like they had their time with it. Pretty sure that's what he said. Like they had their time with it. They moved on to Wasteland because they felt less restricted with Wasteland. If I remember correctly.
So if Brian Fargo, if that's what he said, and they're happy to move away from the Fallout IP, what established IP under Microsoft or Bethesda do you think could it be?
I mean, could it be a big surprise too? Just something we're not considering, for example. I mean,
Banjo-Kazooie 3. The bird and bear finally learned how to count to 3.
No. I mean, you look at like, for example, I know Dune's been thrown around, but you look at, for example, Bethesda getting the license for an Indiana Jones game, and could it be something that's to me was pretty out of left field hearing that announcement. So maybe it could be something in the same vein, just something people aren't expecting.
Well, DeMarco, of course they'd pick Machine Games. They have experience in killing Nazis.
Well, I'm not saying it's not a good fit.
Nice. Nice, bro. Yeah, America.
I'm not saying it's not a good fit, but the fact that Bethesda and Machine Games was making an Indiana Jones game is like, oh, damn.
Can you guys believe it's been 2 years since that announcement? Don't you think we should see something by now?
Yeah, June 11th.
Yeah. Hey, I don't think we're gonna see Indiana Jones for maybe.
We're gonna get a big teaser. I think, like a 40-second teaser clip of not gameplay, but something.
Now, Mac, I told you a CGI trailer is fine to announce it, but when you get a second trailer, there better be fucking gameplay in it. There better be.
A, yes. B, I think we still just have to entertain the possibility of something else that's not what people would expect. I don't know about Fallout because I think Red makes a good point. They're done with it.
What do you mean,
they've
you
had their time with
people?
it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Red.
Stop being so serious, Mac. What did you get? You find anything
What?
good in there? You were digging in your ear.
I wasn't. I was actually just moving my hair. I was moving my hair out my.
Okay.
I was moving the hair out my ear, man. My hair. That's why I got.
I got
can't
you.
stand it, bro.
Because when you pull the muff over the ear, that didn't sound right. You know what I mean? All right. Perfect. Shout out to
Whatever.
Peter in the chat. He just woke up. Good morning, Peter. Everyone say good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Don't we all say good morning, Peter, when we wake up?
No,
I do every day.
Every day.
I
baby.
don't, because I'm normal.
You're not hard as a rock when you wake up?
No, what? No, Red.
That's what I meant. It was a penis joke.
I wake up, I
Oh.
look down, I squint, and I say it.
You're like, are you there?
If you have to question if it's there, I'm pretty sure you have some
I think he has some problems.
Some prop. I remember this happened whenever we had Cold Eastwood on, and me and Cold had a whole joke about him continuing, but he's not here, so we can't make that joke. Peter says he's been lurking in here for a while. He's been getting up, getting his coffee on, smoking his cigarettes, his 15 cigarettes a day, which is totally fine. Let's just go ahead and move on. We're almost done here. Sega. Oh,
Discord is acting up on my end. I don't know why, but I'm sorry.
perfect. No, it's all good. We're going to go ahead and just move on. Forza Motorsport looks... There was a leak. I saw the meme where the dude was like... it was hilarious. I love that. Did you guys see the picture of the Forza Motorsport? I almost said photo mortar spout. That's what I almost said.
The fuck, Red?
Yeah, so that is it real? I mean... I know
Yes, it's
been
real.
Talked about. It's wild. I looked at that and I was like, that's not even like. That has to be like a dev just being like, I cannot take that seriously. There is no game that looks that bad.
So,
No.
here's what's being reported.
Be.
So here's what's being reported, and it was confirmed by Insider Gaming. That was an in-game stress alpha test for Forza Motorsport back on February 9th, 2023. So that photo is real. That is Forza Motorsport. Delay.
Is it really?
Let me tell you something.
It is a real screenshot from a stress alpha test of Forza Motorsport back in February. It was confirmed by Insider Gaming. It is real. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm not trying to be the bad news bear, but that is real.
Because I need you guys to lay eyes on this and understand why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look up
I can't
Insider
find
Gaming,
it.
Forza Motorsport, and you'll see.
I got it. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, put it
my.
in the chat for them.
Nothing could be that bad.
That's
Oh
what
my-
I'm saying.
Bro, this looks like 2008, like Need for Speed Pro Street, bro. Like I'm being dead serious.
Maybe,
No, Mac,
maybe
no, Mac,
Gran
I just wanna
Turismo
say-
wasn't that bad.
I checked.
Yeah, maybe
Wait,
people are
No,
just
I'm
overrated.
just
Okay,
saying.
now,
Gran
Mac,
Turismo
now,
Yo,
I'm not
it's,
try-
it's in the text chat in the Discord.
I'm not
Oh
saying
my
I'm
God.
happy about this. I'm not happy about this. If this is what Forza Motorsport is going to be, I feel so terribly sorry for all of you. This game should not look like this after what, 8 years of development? How long has it been since Motorsport 7? Jesus H Christ.
I
Who's
mean,
this being developed by?
Turn 10.
Turn 10.
More
Yes.
like turn U-turn, get the fuck back.
more like
Holy
turd 10.
If a game looks that bad, bro, you gotta get the fuck out of there. There's no way. No.
Notice how I said stress alpha test. That it's just an alpha,
Yeah, well,
but
Yeah, listen, I don't ever put weight into these types of leaks.
yeah, don't.
I
you-
think
Y'all
anyone,
know I hate Forza, but I'm telling y'all to stay positive.
Listen,
Maybe
these
when they were
types of
testing it, They had
They lowered
remember
everything.
they tested it on
Yeah.
like a PC, and they lowered everything all the way down.
You're talking about like pre-alpha. It's like an alpha build of like the alpha build of the alpha build, pretty
Yeah.
much graphics.
Yeah.
Like, it's got the lowest
they-
rendering possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
this,
Yeah, but why did they pick
Hey.
February of this year to do that?
Hey, I want to say something. That thing probably running 300 frames a second though. I ain't gonna lie about that, because there ain't nothing else. There ain't nothing else stopping that shit.
Mac,
No,
Pete
no
sent you
30
an
frames
article.
here.
Hey, what's up?
Pete sent you an article, he says in chat. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. It's so
Okay.
quiet. Actually, it's not quiet for chat because we got the music jamming in there. Some nice retro synthwave, some chill music as always that fills in the
Where did he send
ghostly
it?
sounds of our
No, but
souls.
if Forza Motorsport did launch in that state, what the fuck would y'all even say? I know a lot of our friends are Forza Motorsport fans, but would y'all wouldn't tolerate this at all?
No, listen. We're talking to me, okay? If Forza Motorsports 8 looks like that when it comes out, I will buy everybody here a meal at McDonald's or their favorite restaurant, as long as it's fast food, because I'm gonna make sure, because that is not what it's gonna look like. I know my theory, so there's no way in hell that it's gonna look that bad. Like I said, that looks like a 2008, 2009 Need for Speed Motorsports, or like it even. I mean, even Motorsports back then looked better than this. So, like,
yeah, Mac. You know how I feel about Forza. You know I don't wish it ill will at all. I do not want it to launch in that state for you, man. I really don't. But Jesus Christ, if that's what the game launches in, don't even worry about buying that.
Oh, thank
that
you.
fast food
Thanks,
meal.
Peter. By the way, yeah. I know I'm that confident that y'all ain't getting fast food. Good luck. Me and Zibby
Yeah.
don't need it anyway, so.
Yeah, we do. I do. I need it. Give it all to me.
Yeah, well, you might not make it to Elder Scrolls. You keep
He's a
eating the way you
starving
are.
poor boy. Look at him.
I'll make it there. I'll make it there.
You'll have like 5 chins. See, I hide my chins, so nobody can see.
Yo, Mac, just buy just buy all of us like a 13 tote of cookies from McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
That's what I'll do.
I recently got
That's-
my girlfriend gave me some gluten-free cookies, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, honey. I'll still die from the sugar," but I literally ate all those sons of bitches, and my God, it didn't hurt my
No.
stomach at all. So much sugar though. Sugar is the devil.
Now,
speaking
Mac,
of the
I know
devil-
how you feel about it, but
Yeah.
Red, Zemi, DeMarco, how do you... Have you guys seen the screenshot?
Yeah, I
we
just
all
saw
seen
it.
it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I
It's
just
dumb.
saw it.
I don't care about racing games. Go ahead.
Damn! Alright.
I don't know.
Guess I'm
I
not
mean,
getting you Gran Turismo 7 for your birthday.
Go ahead,
Entertaining,
DeMarco.
year.
Game Pass.
entertaining these leaks is kind of stupid to me because you know that's not what it's going to look like. So I don't really see the point in spreading them. I don't really see the point in talking about them. I don't see the point in
Yeah.
even debating if it's real because
That's
it's,
why I
it's-
said I was like,
I mean,
is
it is.
real?
It is.
Like,
It is real. It is real. But like, I don't see the point in debating whether or not that's going to be what the game looks like because
Most of the people that
it's not representative
acknowledge-
of the final product. Ever.
it's just
Nothing
a
is.
stupid
I
thing.
can't
See,
remember a
leaks are
leak
dumb.
that has
I
come
hate
out.
leaks.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time a
hate
leak has
leaks.
come out and looked absolutely awful, and then it actually turned out exactly like what we saw.
Cyberpunk.
No,
Hey.
no, because Cyberpunk looked way better whenever it came out versus
Oh.
what the leaks were. We're not talking about the 2018 gameplay footage, and Cyberpunk has made a big turnaround, by the way. That's
I mean,
not-
for
so
what it's
I
worth,
get what you're saying.
The leaks for Dragon Age 4 or Dragon Age Dreadwolf, I mean that I know it was kind of mixed, I think, but again I don't I don't give too much credence to leaks, but the stuff that I did see, I was like, hey, this looks kind of cool, and that was it. I moved on with my life, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I liked
DeMarco,
what I
the reason
saw.
why so many people were mad was because they don't want every game to be God of War. They don't
It
want
didn't
third
look
person
like
over
God
the
of War to
shoulder.
me.
It didn't
Man,
look like God of War,
it
and then on
didn't at
top,
all.
if that's the thing is I don't
Really?
know how
I
you-
looked at it and it did look like God of
It
War.
looked
I
more
don't know
like
how you
Spider-Man
come to
to
that
me.
judgment from just that little bit that this is God of War like.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I think leaks are so stupid, and entertaining them is just a bit of a waste of time. Because, I mean, on top, you incorporate, like, the strategy, loose strategy that Dragon Age game have, where you control each of the characters, and, like, especially if you take Dragon Age Inquisition with the battle cam and moving them around, and, you know, then how is that, like, God of War? So
Yeah.
if Dragon Age Dreadwolf has even a hint, a fraction of that, then you're taking away the God of War stuff. And you know what? If it's similar to God of War was great.
Yeah, that's why I had no issues with it.
I don't care.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I don't-
One of the chat people, Peter, his name's Jedi Net Peter, said no way Forza looks like that because it was a network stretch. Do you guys think it would actually be cloud play them stressing cloud play. I mean,
Oh,
maybe that does make sense. And if you guys know how bad cloud play is, if you ain't got good internet, that shit looks like it renders in fucking 2p at best, and you're lagging the whole time.
True.
It was.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Even then, it's
in cloud
alpha.
play,
Yeah, you're talking alpha of alpha
Of cloud play, which
of
has
cloud
problems.
play,
So.
right, of cloud
Yeah.
play, not of the actual game in its resolution.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because you could even have a game running at a higher resolution on cloud play. They're not worried about resolution and performance. It's running on the cloud. That's the
They're
whole
just
point
making
of the
sure it
cloud.
runs. Yeah, the cloud
Right.
is meant for uploading and shit.
So
Now,
maybe
I
if it
will-
was pixelated or whatever. I don't know. Even then,
I want to throw something in there before we go on to the next thing. A lot of people that talk about this leak and the way it looks is because they're mad about Gran Turismo. We know this. Everybody knows this. Clearly, we know Gran Turismo. I'm not saying it looked a bit worse, but it definitely didn't look as good as it should have the way they explained it. And I hope Forza doesn't look like this in the future.
Yes.
But people
yes, it
that
is-
keep this going and keep it going, that's all they send. Like the Twitter war people, you know what it is? They just had their egos are so heartbroken about Gran Turismo or any of their other
Yes.
games. They're just trying to demolish some of these. Like,
It is
oh,
just our.
yeah,
It is just our Hoved brothers.
yeah, it's stupid and it's dumb, and I agree with DeMarco. It's at this point, I think this will never get brought back up in this podcast until we see actual gameplay, because there's no reason to bring this back up, and it irritates me to see this and then see people bash it. And most of the time, they don't even play racing. They don't play racing games, or even put a knowledge of even more than an hour into a racing game a year. It's almost like me saying, "Hey, I can't even think of a game a board game. I hate that board game because it looks shitty. Yeah, I never
Well, I
played
think
it.
all of us hate chess.
Well, no, I love chess. Shit, that's one of my favorite games to play. But I'm just trying to say, like, it's like a knowledge and stuff, like kind of a situation. Hey, I've never been to Florida, but it's shitty there. I can't say that. Like, it's like that scenario. I hate when people do that, and that's what this is about. That's all this is about. It's just their egos, and they want to be, oh, it looks bad because it's an Xbox thing. It's so stupid. Like, sorry that our game wasn't rendered like that. We all know it's not going to look like that, because if you look at Forza Horizon, that's an open world game with people driving around. There's no way this game will ever even
In the same engine, by the way.
at the lowest graphics, this game will still look better than any game that's come out on PlayStation racing games in the last 10 years. That is literally I don't care. The lowest graphics will still beat Gran Turismo 7 shitty ass stuff, because Gran Turismo looks like a fucking arcade game at a fucking movie theater.
Hey, Red.
Yep.
If on the 0.0000001% chance that Forza launches like that, I'm gonna take a week off the podcast, because I don't think I'm just gonna let Mac vents, and there won't be anything for me to say.
It'll just be Mac just
So-
by himself yelling at the screen, cussing.
I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to PlayStation for a week. I'll see you guys later.
Speaking of yelling and
Don't you do
cussing,
that don't you do that anyway?
C-Steph says it's,
No.
Okay. C-Steph says it's black guys. Excuse me. it's
What?
black. It's black cars,
Hold-
guys. It's a test
Hold
build.
up.
Where's your mind
They
at? Where's
are-
your mind at?
Sorry. Look,
Red.
read what he said. He said it's black cars, guys. It's a test build. They're not gonna have car designs on it yet. You're freaking out over early build. We know Turn 10
Yes.
does amazing jobs. Max sucks at
Yes.
Halo, is what he said.
Oh,
Anyway,
welcome to the Renegade Realm Podcast, where racist jokes are common.
yeah, we liked in 9/11.
Only from Red.
Oh my god, that 9/11 joke.
No,
It wasn't even a joke. No one will ever know, DeMarco. It's
you didn't even mean that.
It's probably better that way, to be honest with you. Whew, okay,
what you're
moving
talking
on. Moving on, baby. The last topic. Ravioli Studios has been bought by Mr. Pibb for $775 million. They're going to mix those babies together, put it in a blender, and serve it to your babies for less protein than what they're worth. Thanks, guys, for joining the Renegade Realm. All right, what is this? Assassin, you're the one. You did this.
So, it was reported a couple days ago that Sega was interested in acquiring Rovio Entertainment for $1 billion.
Yeah, that's
They confirmed that earlier today by buying them for $775 million. And if you don't know what Rovio Entertainment is,
You shoot
I don't
birds.
blame you.
You shoot
But
birds.
if you've heard of the name Angry Birds, you'll know exactly what their expertise is.
It's another thing from Xbox to buy on top of Sega. just to say they're more
What
mobile.
surprised me about this is
Oh, here we go.
$700 for, like, do people still play Angry Birds?
Yes.
Does it
They're
still
angry
make?
enough.
Does
Yes.
it still make $700 million worth of money? Like,
Yes.
what are they
It
gonna
has
do
to.
with- What are they gonna do with that IP? It's been dormant or
Make-
seemingly dormant for years. They made a movie that flopped. Remember that?
Yeah, I think like the accessibility of mobile games to people who are actual casual gamers. Like for example, today
Yes.
my boss sat down behind me and said I was dealing with a client on the phone, and I was like, "Hang on, let me finish this real quick." And she literally says, "It's okay. I need to feed my birds on my phone real quick." I have no idea what game she's talking about, by the way. No idea.
The
But she
fuck?
said that she needed to feed her birds. There are way more people putting less time in games than there are people putting way more time in games. The density level, if that makes any sense. So, when it comes to mobile games, I'm not sitting here on my phone playing 10 hours straight of a mobile game unless that is all that I'm doing. What I'm saying is that if you do indulge in mobile games casually, it's much more easy to pick it up, put it down, and you're done throughout your workday or what have you. And that can make lots and lots of money, especially like has anyone played Mighty Doom yet? That game is
No.
fucking awesome.
It's good.
Fun.
It's
It's
really
fun
fun.
except for the difficulty creep, the difficulty spike.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does. It
Like
picks
around
up.
stage 5. At stage 4 was a struggle. 5 was miserable. I just cleared it, and I'm probably done with the game after 5. I don't want to do that again.
Well, the thing is that irritates me.
It
Another
is
thing
fun,
is
though.
it's a fucking Xbox game, and I would think, hey, maybe when if you remember the Gears of War game that come out, Gears Pop or whatever it was called a couple years, it had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
achievements. This I loaded it up like, cool, I'm about to get some cool little achievements in this mobile game while I'm at work doing nothing. No achievements. I was irritated about that. That's the only thing that I dislike about the game. Outside of that, the game plays well. It's like it's a rogue type game that we talk about. You die, you're gonna die.
I
That's all I'm
wanted them
saying.
to
You're gonna
incorporate
die.
some Xbox stuff in there. I was like, oh man, what if I play in this and then I get some cool stuff on Xbox? But they didn't do that. But
Yeah,
that's okay.
but
Anyway, I'm just saying, mobile acquisition. I don't know. It doesn't really pertain to. I don't think any of us. Do any of us play mobile games?
I play Star
No.
Galaxy of Heroes,
That's right. You played that, and that's actually a really great game. I'm not gonna lie. That game.
and I've never spent money on it.
Yes.
So,
Yes. You
I've
pride
just only
yourself on
done
that.
it.
You're an
do.
innocent soul. I'm proud of you for that. Oh.
where's it at? Let's see. There's my see it at the bottom there.
Oh,
Mighty
the
Doom.
baby.
Mighty do.
Yeah.
All plus the
Next to
baby in the one.
TikTok.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
So
Yeah. So any other thoughts on that? I mean, I know it's good to see that they're doing things with mobile. To sort of fund, the bigger titles, maybe, But
Be honest. Out of all the publishers that would be acquiring studios, none of us thought Sega would be on that list.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing because Sega would be the one to be acquired, right? Is that what you mean? Not to be acquiring.
No, I'm saying when you think of a big publisher acquiring a small studio, you think, oh, well, maybe EA or WB or maybe Activision, but you don't think Sega.
No, I agree.
Hold on. No, Rovio
Yeah.
revenue in 2022
Mhm.
was 317 million euros.
Yeah.
So that's like $10,000, I think, in
Well,
American.
I mean,
fuck?
just to put this into perspective, right? So these numbers come from a few years back, but 50% of the global revenue in gaming come from mobile. Roughly around 25% is console, and another 25% is PC gaming.
Yes.
Mobile is huge.
That's
It
what
is
I was
a
saying earlier.
Huge moneymaker.
100%. Yes. That's what I was saying earlier, Zemi, to your point, is that more people are spending. There are more mobile gamers spending less
Yes.
time on mobile games than there are you and I, all of us here, spending way more time at once playing games that don't make money. If that makes any sense. I'm agreeing with you. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Because I'm picking up my phone. If I'm a mobile gamer at work, I'm picking up my phone. I'm playing for 10, 15 minutes at a time, but I'm doing it for eternity. And there are way more people because it's so accessible, right? So yeah, it does make sense. And a lot of these corporations use the money from mobile to fund larger games, namely like EA games. the football sports games and shit like that. And then they just feed off of that and use monetization again. It's a whole cycle of Satan. Yeah. So I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. It's mobile. You know, we're not about that life. Max dying. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well.
About time.
Yeah, about that ding dang time, guys. We went an hour over, which is totally cool. I wasn't gonna do that, but I did it. We did it, and I'm glad that we're here. And shout out to everyone in chat. Shout out to Timmy. Timmy's been here the entire time, and so shout out to you, bro, and Peter for waking up early and jumping on us. And I love that when you do that. And money to make games I care about. Peter says. I bet it. I get it. The game sucks, but it makes a lot of money. Yeah, exactly. And shout out to Steph in the chat who just spews all kinds of negativity, and I love that too because he is such. I love his aggressive attitude. It's kind of what makes him who he is, and he has got a charm to him for that.
He's your motherfucking boyfriend. Sorry, okay, Caroline.
That's right. I gotta suck something. That was weird.
Sorry, C-Steph said he was cute, and that's why I wanted to throw that in the chat. Just to
He
make
did.
sure he said that he did.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that he told him already, but I had to add on. I had so much ammo, and then they knew about
was
it. And
so
I was
excited.
So pissed. I was
You're
like,
like,
Brett, I gotta tell you. I'm like,
Yeah.
I told everybody in the party last night. I'm like, yo, everybody, shut the fuck up for a second. I gotta tell y'all something.
He
I
literally
was about
said
to
it
drop
to
a-
me, like in a chat one day.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"Hey, you're cute. Or you're a
That's stuff for you, though.
something like that." Anyway, yeah, no, I appreciate his honesty, and I wasn't afraid. But anyway, anyone have any extra thoughts about life in general? Is anyone gonna eat some food after this?
Yes.
What you gonna eat, Zemi?
Barbecue chicken, man. Barbecue chicken, pasta
Okay.
salad. It's gonna be good.
Nice. DeMarco, what you eating?
I might be heating up some pot stickers. Very lazy, poor single
That's
man's dinner.
Okay, understood.
Wait, single man? I thought you had a girlfriend. What happened there?
I do,
No,
but that's
he-
like just
oh,
sitting
that's
in your
the single
living room,
man.
like
Yeah.
punching
I was
on.
clarified. I'm like, damn, what the hell happened since last time I thought?
No, Peter says I would like to jump on you. Jump on me. Have me. Anyway, Mac, what are you gonna be eating after this, man? You gonna be slipping down some
Absolutely
spaghetti?
nothing.
Dude, he was eating his
Absolutely.
chicken tenders earlier. You didn't hear him? Like he
Yeah.
turned off that
Cereal.
camera and like you could just tell. Like the
No,
gravy
I was
just
actually
dripping.
no, hell no. I was no. I was
You don't eat those
drinking
with
some-
gravy?
Well, I wasn't eating at the time you think I did.
Oh, okay.
No, no, I'm not gonna eat nothing. I'm gonna get me another bottle of water and
I could-
maybe a fruit snack.
I could add another 30 minutes to the show.
Yeah, go
Oh,
for it.
God, here we go. Here we go.
Asus ROG Allies specs. Asus is making their own portable gaming.
Yes, I might stay for this.
So-
What's the specs? Is it better than the Steam Deck?
That's the question. It was sharing the specification was a Ryzen Z1 series spec unconfirmed, full 1080p 120 Hz display, 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 dual channel RAM, 512 gigabytes PCIe Gen 4 SSD, and the weight 608 grams.
So really nothing. It's just that's it. There's nothing else to it.
Nope.
They said it was we
I
don't know
thought
if
there would be more there.
Yeah, well, there went the 30 minutes turned into 30 seconds.
That,
But,
I was asleep the whole time. I just woke up.
real quick, I want to throw something in there. If that thing, there's rumors that thing's gonna have 120 frames for like online shooters. I just don't think it's gonna happen. That
No, I
thing
don't
will
think so either.
that thing will die in like the Steam Deck only lasts about 5 to 6 hours at like minimum specs or like subpar specs. There's no way something that can run it's going to be able to run what they think it's going to run and be alive for more than 3 hours. It's just going to be stupid. You're better off just run it. If you do get it, run it at like 60 or 45 frames and enjoy the game, because that's what those are meant for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the whole handheld thing, right? Like, if you like handheld gaming, just buy a Switch, right? I mean, just buy a Switch.
Well,
like,
I can't play. I
you-
can't play games like Doom on my Switch, or maybe Doom.
Yeah, you
actually
can.
is on Switch.
Yes,
Doom,
you can.
Doom
Well, I
actually
mean-
is
I
a
mean-
bad example, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
I can't play
also with
lot of games
Microsoft's
on
cloud
Switch.
technology, right? Like, you can just stream games to your phone.
mm.
Which I know that technology is not perfect, but like to me, rather than dropping money on a Steam Deck, I just feel like it's a better idea just to take that money, maybe save up a little bit more, and then invest it into your computer, or spend that money on a graphics card, or save it up and just buy like a good gaming computer.
Yeah, but I use this on my spare time when I'm on the go. It's not meant for you to sit in the house and jerk off in the bedroom and play with it. That's what you're in the house for. This is meant to. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than I like. I don't like that it's a little bit bigger, but it still works. I literally was playing Days Gone on here, and it was running pretty much perfect. Like, I mean, I had it at 40 frames, 45 frames. It was running really good. Had no frame drop at all. It was smooth. It was good, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't better than my PlayStation, but I'm in a truck sitting somewhere while it's pouring down rain, waiting for somebody to come. And now I got this big old Steam Deck just sitting here playing with it. And the guy's like, "Why do you have a computer with you?" I'm like, "Dude, this ain't a computer, but it's designed to be like a computer." So, I mean, it's not meant. It's meant for a different type of audience of what the Switch people are. So I think that's why it's a little bit tougher for some people to enjoy. So, sorry, go ahead.
Perfect. And Peter says, "Assassin, yeah, I was meant to be on last week. Robo had a bad week. It's actually not. Never mind. Okay, well, we'll hit you up after this, Peter. But hey, that's it. Oh wait, Assassin, what are you gonna be eating after the show?
Cereal.
Nice, hell yeah. I'm gonna be eating some nuts. Stuffing some big old nuts in my mouth. They're hot nuts,
Bro.
Cashews, hot and spicy, baby. Because I don't want to overdo it. I gotta be in bed in like 2 hours, so. Or be asleep in 2 hours is what I mean. Oops, I'm knocking everything over. Perfect. So, yeah, man. Oh, man, what a fun show. This is actually the most cohesive actual podcast that we've had. In terms of, like, what you would expect out of a podcast. I think I was way more tired than I usually am, so therefore the insanity didn't really come as hard. Or like I thought it was going to. But DeMarco, again, man, thank you so much for literally changing your life to be a part of the show every week. And I'm excited to have you on, man. It was very...
Yeah, I had to sacrifice 3 people in order to make this work, so...
The orphans,
and I'll have to
right?
do that I have to do that every Tuesday.
Right.
It was with great pleasure
Well,
to
man,
announce that
who
we
cares?
acquired DeMarco Dude for $1
For each orphan.
and a Happy Meal.
It's an inside joke. But yeah, so looking forward to that. And Zemi, as always, my dude, I'll see you day after tomorrow on RPG What Podcast. And I'll link that in the description below. Every single Thursday at 7 p.m., we will talk about everything Western RPGs. Come, and we're live. And we'll talk about and every single Monday on Zemi Games. Is it your regular?
Yeah. I post like the community poll like every single Monday. Although I forgot this Monday, I was actually kind of struggling to figure out what it was going to be, so I posted it on Tuesday. But yeah,
perfect.
It's a good poll.
Yeah. All your polls is great. I love it. And a lot of people like to jump on that poll, baby. And so it's an exciting show to be on in chat. Hang out with us if you're a fan of Western RPGs and whatnot. So yeah, come say hello, and you can find us there. RPG What? YouTube. And Mac, what are you gonna be doing, man? Are you doing anything interesting and sexual?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm gonna wait for Dead Island 2 on Friday. That's pretty much that, and still trying to get to Resident Evil, but the baby can't make his mind up if he wants to be in the hospital or not. So he's back at the hospital, so I'm dealing with that again, and he just back and forth, back and
kids.
Yeah, ruining my damn time. But no, then I'm at a new job, so this is my second day at my new job, so a little bit different in timing and stuff. So trying to figure everything out and just get shit back to hopefully to where it was at, before.
Seriously praying for you, bro. Hopefully, everything turns out much more quickly than it might be in terms of
tiresome. I'll tell you that. It's exhausting thinking about stuff like that. But that's for another day. You can find me on Twitch, MacBound, YouTube, all that MacBound, Twitter, MacBound_. Gonna change my @ real soon, so I hate that underscore shit. It's irritating me. So I've been thinking about changing it to something else.
Yeah, PlayStation. Hear that? We hate your underscore shit.
Well, I have PlayStation, but my gamer tag is fine, so I don't have to worry about that. So, but enjoying. That's what it is. Hope everybody has a good weekend, though. I will probably talk to everybody. I'll probably talk to Zimmy the most. I talk to Zimmy literally almost every freaking day for some reason. I don't know why I do this to myself, but it is what it is. So.
Peter says RPG What is on at the same time as the Fix. One of you guys should change your time.
No, it's not. It's not. You. Oh yeah, that is right. Because
Umbra's.
he went from Umbra went for. He was saying 7 o'clock, but he's talking 7 o'clock his time, and it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, you guys are almost on the same time.
Yeah, well, the thing is, different audience, right? But thanks for the shout out, Peter, because I do need to check him out sometime. I won't be live, but I don't know. We'll try to figure that out. Assassin, what are you doing? What's going on with you?
Well, I mentioned it at the beginning of the podcast, but I am doing a video on Immortals of Aveum and Ascendant Studios. I'm going to be covering the game more as we get closer to launch, so expect more videos about that game. As far as anything else I'm working on, I got another game. I mentioned it to you before, Red. Challenger Games and their upcoming game, Second Wave. I got to get video prep for that. I just got to send you the materials and the audio. And as far as anything else, not really anything more in the pipeline per se in terms of content, but you can find me on Twitter at Assassin4233. I'm gonna try and change my @ too, because it's kind of hard to explain how to find me, because I have the fucking 4 and the I in my name. It's like it wouldn't let me say the word assassin when I did my alt, but it just wouldn't let me do it.
I get you.
So I'm gonna try and find a way to work around it, but yeah, that's what I'm working on. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to help you out with that, put that all together, because I'm excited to hear your take. And
yeah, so about that, Red. Since you're working 9 to 5, when did you want me to send you that stuff?
What I need you to do, the only thing I ask, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after. But I got you.
Yeah.
I have a plan, Arthur. Speaking of plan, sorry, DeMarco, I meant to ask you, what do you have coming on your channel? You have a DeMarco dude on YouTube, which is in the link in the description. I need to go to bed. What do you have coming? Do you have something planned soon coming out?
Yeah, I have a comfortable bed that's waiting to be something.
Oh, okay. So nothing on YouTube.
No, Avum is definitely on my to-do list, because I'm very excited for that game. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it, especially with the short release window in between its gameplay reveal. And I'm really looking forward to, although it's probably going to come very late because I play games slow, but when Jedi Survivor releases in 10 days, keep an eye out for a review on that, as well as some Redfall coverage leading up to the release of Redfall.
So excited to check that stuff out, man. I love your content. And that'll do it for us here on the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 15. And thank you all. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Adios.
So long.
Bye.